just wanna party. In a fast car, a Ferrari. It's a push start, I don't need a car key. Slide on Broadway, and it's gnarly. On a late night, but I'm not tardy. Right on time for the parties and Barbies. Strolling with a chunk of green like a golf swing. Hey, 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 hey. Bottles on ice, mess around these skates. Hey, hey, hey. If I gotta say it twice, then I got nothing to say. It's going down like a rodeo. It's going down like I told you so. It's going down like a rodeo. It's going down like I told you so. I hope you're all here for the ride. Come inside, cause it's going down tonight. Only here for one night, no lies. Come and saddle up a ride. Come and kiss me up, it's going down. Like a train with no brakes, I'm not slowing down. See us showing up, we're showing out. But I pack it in till they kick us out. I'm no Nell in them, I'm a lunatic. It's no telling when I get loose a bit. Got my babe, my boo, she cute and shh. And they serve me straight, need no juice and shh. Hey, 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 hey. Bottles on ice, mess around these skates. Hey, hey, hey. If I gotta say it twice, then I got nothing to say. It's going down like a rodeo. It's going down like I told you so. It's going down like a rodeo. It's going down like I told you so. I hope you're all here for the ride. Come inside, cause it's going down tonight. Only here for one night, no lies. Come and saddle up a ride. Right on time for the parties and Barbies. Strolling with a chunk of green like a golf swing. Hey, 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 hey. Bottles on ice, mess around these skates. Hey, hey, hey. If I gotta say it twice, then I got nothing to say. It's going down like a rodeo. It's going down like I told you so. It's going down like a rodeo. It's going down like I told you so. I hope you're all here for the ride. Come inside, cause it's going down tonight. Only here for one night, no lies. Come and saddle up a ride. Come and kiss me up, it's going down. Like a train with no brakes, I'm not slowing down. See us showing up, we're showing out. But I pack it in till they kick us out. I'm no Nell in them, I'm a lunatic. It's no telling when I get loose a bit. Got my babe, my boo, she cute and shh. And they serve me straight, need no juice and shh. Hey, hey. This all time we run it. Back on top feeling great. Back on top in the ranks. One shit one, number one, not the mother ones. Other ones feel fake. This all time we run it. This all side we on it. This all grind and we want it. Did it and done it, can't outrun it. Stand up if you ready. Hands up if you ready. Say it loud if you ready. This all time we run it.
Good morning, Cooterville. Happy Saturday. Good to see everybody. If you have not hit the like button yet, please hit that like button right meow. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe if you like the content that you see on this channel. And also, if you're not subscribed to my true crime channel, I'm going to throw that in the chat right meow. Good to see you. Hello, Icient. I agree with him that ticketing industry is a problem, but cannot respect his opinion, so it feels icky to agree. You don't, not a fan, huh? And it's okay if you're not a fan. You don't have to be a fan of Kid Rock to appreciate the message to the Senate. Good morning, True Crime Kate, HMS, Evelyn Pick, Michelle. We got Anders. Good to see you, Anders. I look forward to your comments today. Hey, Flannel. Good to see you guys. So I hope you guys are having a good Saturday so far. I'm on my third cup of coffee and it's cold. And I see the Carolinas are getting slammed with snow. Hello, Crochet. Thank you, Anders. Good morning, Miss Penny. So tonight is the night that, well, North Florida is getting some flakes right now, you guys. Some scattered flakes. Hey, Shelly. Hey, Chatty Jen. I have some thank yous to throw out today. Let's start. Delightful Pam is Delightful Pam in the house. Delightful Pam sent me a bunch of gifts. She sent me coffee. She sent me pop. And she sent me an F-bomb, guys. Look. We got our very own F-bomb. It's a paperweight, y'all. Is that not cool? Can you guys see it? Because you know Jay says a lot of F-bombs. Thank you so much, Delightful Pam. Oh, and the dog toy. She loves it. I got a video I will share for members. And then I didn't get a gift receipt with this, but I got some really cool pens. I got Bomb Pop pen, Donut pen. These are so cool. Hot Dog pen. And a hamburger pen. Thank you to whoever sent the pens. Thank you. Such a lovely surprise. These are awesome. I think the Bomb Pop's probably my favorite. Flannel says, I'm too old for Kid Rock. Don't know much about him. Looking forward to learning. Okay, so let me give you guys a little intro here. So I went to Romeo High School in Romeo, Michigan. Kid Rock was 2 years older than me. He used to DJ my dances in junior high school. We went to high school together. Things like that. So I understand if you're not a fan, but to me, it's really surreal to see someone who I went to school with sitting on the Senate floor. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to see someone you went to high school with on a stage. And then, you know, to see him in the Oval Office, to see him on the Senate floor. So it's pretty surreal to me. Good morning, everybody just joining. If you could hit the like button, it'd be great. So Vexatious Parrot. So what this is about is they're talking about speculative ticketing. You're going to hear about speculative ticketing. So speculative ticketing occurs when ticket resellers list and sell tickets that they do not yet process, often before official online sales, intending to acquire them later to fulfill orders. This practice, commonly on secondary markets like StubHub and SeatGeek, creates ghost tickets, often resulting in inflated prices and potential order cancellations for customers. So basically, they're buying ghost tickets, selling them without even having the ticket processed. And they're inflating them. That's why we can never afford to go to concerts anymore. Because you get on StubHub or you get on Live Nation and you can't afford them. They're hundreds of dollars for a ticket to go to a show. Back in, 1992, I saw Eric Clapton for $25. And back when digital music became popular, Kid Rock was one of the ones who, when the music sharing was happening, he wanted to sell like his whole albums, not just a song or whatever. He is a good guy. And I think he does still relate with people like us. Hey, Rachel, good to see you. Like Taylor Swift's Eras Tour. That's a very good example. Mm-hmm. And we should all be able to go, right? But before we get into Kid Rock, I want to show you guys something that kind of shocked me. Your last concert was Elvis. Wow. You cried through it. That's amazing. They charge us $63 to go see Disney on Ice. One ticket? $63? True crime cases. Yeah, StubHub is gross. $500 or £500 plus for a ticket. I miss going to concerts too. Look up Bruno Mars tickets coming up. Holy hell. My family went to a Red Wings game. 3 seats, nosebleed, $500. Oh my God, Evelyn. That probably has something to do with the new stadium, right? Little Caesars Arena. Isn't that where they play? Do they play at Little I think they do. But we've got another Steven Tyler is being sued, and now he's going to trial, y'all. Steven Tyler of Aerosmith is going to trial for something that happened in the 70s. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know what I think about this. It's now the music industry. I haven't really been paying attention to this, but now, anyways, I'm just going to play it. Hear me out. This is Steven Tyler. He's facing a nightmare trial after a judge said he's going to frickin' trial for this abuse case. And this is from Rockfeed. Rockfeed on YouTube.
Judges made a major ruling in that ongoing high-profile lawsuit against Aerosmith frontman Steven Tyler. The details in that case are disturbing, with Tyler denying all wrongdoing. But the victim says she decided to file a lawsuit so long after the situation allegedly occurred because, for bizarre reasons that are unclear, Tyler actually spoke of the situation in his own book and referenced her. She says it brought the entire situation up for her again because he's talking about this situation in such a high-profile way. She was disturbed by that and ultimately decided to file suit. And now you have this ruling amidst the backdrop of a lot of recent conversations surrounding Tyler because of another major artist in rock music, Youngblood, who issued an apology for standing beside Rammstein frontman Till Lindemann. A lot of people were wondering, hey, well, you literally just released an EP with Steven Tyler, and he talked about some stuff in his own book. So there's a lot of conversation and focus on this case, which is slated to work its way through the courts this year. Again, you have Steven Tyler maintaining innocence in this situation, but for those who have read the passage in the book, it still doesn't really leave them feeling any better here. But now you have the judge issuing a ruling on how this court case is going to unfold going forward. And you have Tyler's legal team framing this as somewhat of a victory here. Let's take a look at what went down in this courtroom ruling. Steven Tyler's legal team is claiming a victory today in court. But if you read the fine print of the judge's ruling, the Aerosmith frontman is actually facing a nightmare scenario. An LA judge has just thrown out abuse claims against Tyler in 3 different states. But crucially, she ruled that the most damaging charges, those filed in California, will proceed to trial. And the reason she gave is very interesting. This is the ongoing saga of Julia Holcomb, who is suing Tyler over a relationship that started when she was just 16 and he was 25. But this story isn't just about the age gap. It's the guardianship. In the mid-70s, Tyler actually convinced Julia's parents to sign over legal custody of.
Oh, it's like Diddy, guys. I can't. Steven Tyler convinced the mother of this girl to sign over legal rights to him. At 25, she was 16. This is some Diddy shit. Remember, Diddy had Usher's mom sign rights over? Yeah. Yikes.
Tyler actually convinced Julia's parents to sign over legal custody of her to him. Why do we know this? Because Tyler admitted it himself.
In his book.
In his 2011 memoir, he wrote, quote, "Her parents fell in love with me, signed papers over for me to have custody, so I wouldn't get arrested if I took her out of state." He thought,
oh my God, he admitted it.
signed papers over for me to have custody, so I wouldn't get arrested if I took her out of state. He thought it was a rock and roll story, but now it sparked a lawsuit. LA County Judge Patricia Young issued a ruling that's a mixed bag for the Aerosmith singer. The judge dismissed the claims regarding alleged abuse in Oregon, Washington, and Massachusetts. The reason was the statute of limitation and the specific age of consent laws in those states at that time. Remember, in Boston, where they live, the age of consent was 16. But the judge then ruled that the California charges stand where this lawsuit is taking place. Tyler's defense argued that because the relationship was technically legal in their home state of Massachusetts, California shouldn't get involved, and the judge absolutely shut that down. Judge Young stated from the bench, quote, "Even if it's legal in Massachusetts, California has an interest in saying, okay, that's fine, but it's illegal here. Don't come within our borders and do it here." She ruled that California has a sovereign interest in prosecuting crimes committed within its border, regardless of where the couple lived. Now, the alleged victim describes the experience as humiliating, stating in depositions that she was treated like a toy and a pet. Tyler's lawyers have secured a partial...
She said she was treated like a toy and a pet. No, I mean, it's not right. It's got to stop. And the more that we hear about this, I hope that it, raises more awareness so this shit doesn't keep happening. And yes, Elvis did that with Priscilla. Priscilla was like 14.
Partial dismissal.
The cost of fame, right?
Yes, but by keeping the California claims alive, the court ensures that the details of this guardianship and the alleged abuse would be aired.
We got a cooter chat from Flo.
Good morning, beautiful Jay. Happy Saturday, Cooterville. Close your legs.
Thank you, Flo. And good morning to you, too. Thank you for your cooter chat. That's generous of you.
If this ends up going to trial, the judge was clear, stating that they are not moving this trial, which I believe is slated for May in just a few months. So we'll keep you updated as this moves to the courtroom. We'll see what ends up.
We're totally gonna keep our eye on this one. So the judge said he's going to trial in California. I mean, agree with it or not, the judge said it's illegal here in California. I don't give a damn if it was legal in Massachusetts. Do it for me one more time. Kid Rock is a racist. Is he really? Because he used to date black girls, so I don't think he's racist. But thank you, Shell, for 27 months. Love is in the air. He actually has a half black son, so I don't think he's racist. You can call him a lot of things, but I don't think racist would be one of them. Do it for me one more time. Why don't you try again? But slamming Kid Rock does not slam me. I don't care. I'm not here to defend Kid Rock. I'm here to talk about why he was at the Senate. I watched Priscilla on Netflix. It was gross how he groomed her and abused her. Fuck that. Well, he's very old. Let's see. How old is Steven Tyler? This happened in 1973, I believe. She was 16. How old is Steven Tyler? He is 77 years old. 77 years old. Hey, Mama Bear. All right, so we'll keep an eye on Steven Tyler's situation. It's crazy. To actually go to the parents and ask for custody is strange to me, right? Just so he can take her over the state lines? Let everybody have their opinion today. It's fine. We don't have to strictly monitor comments about Kid Rock. It's fine. Everybody can have their opinion. As long as they're not personal, racist, or disparaging, have at it. Have at it. To kind of adopt her sounds really sick. It is sick. It is. All right, so the main thing we have here, and then after this, we're going to go over some of the new Epstein drops. Because there is some disturbing shit coming out in that. I don't know if you guys have seen any of it. I've been following it on X, and I am absolutely disturbed. I'm disturbed by the things in there. Elon Musk, Trump. I mean, are we surprised? Bill Gates with an STD. I mean, it is crazy. But before we get to the Epstein drop, we're going to watch the section of Kid Rock talking to the Senate Commerce Committee. And this is a hearing on the impact of ticket sales on concert fans, which are me and you. I'm a huge concert fan. I love going to concerts. He's going to use drugs as an excuse. What makes him racist? That's what you crack me up. What makes him racist? I mean, if he's racist, do you really think he's going to get with someone who's another color? I don't think so. I mean, it's common sense. Do it for me one more time. But then you sit there and call me a cracker. Like, okay. I just don't think racist people want to get with people of other colors. I think that's kind of common sense, dude. Oh, yeah. Prince Andrew. Bleh. Okay, let's get into it, guys. I have fast forwarded the first hour where they're just talking to different people are taking the floor about the tickets, but we're going to get like a rundown here. This is where Kid Rock starts. Thank you for being here. If you could hit the like button, it is greatly appreciated. And if you would like to send a Cooter chat, the link is pinned at the top of the screen.
Thank you, Senator Lujan. Senator Cruz.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Welcome to all the witnesses. Mr. Ritchie, let me say, as a Texan, I'm particularly happy to see you bringing cowboy hats back to the United States Senate. It warms my heart.
Yes, sir.
Let me start with
weird.
you, Mr. Ritchie. In your testimony, you talk a lot about how music fans and artists have been harmed by systemic problems within the ticketing system. You've been doing this for over 25 years with a ton of success. What do you see as the biggest problem for music fans?
Well, like we're saying, we keep going back to these speculative ticketing. Transparency, all this stuff, great. Everyone does agree on these small things, but it does not solve this problem. The biggest problem I see as an artist is getting the tickets at the prices I set into the hands of the fans. And like I said, I'll say it again, I'm a capitalist, I'm a deregulation guy. There's no way around this but to put a price cap on this or technology figure it out. But technology hasn't yet. Maybe they don't want them to. I mean, when people are making a lot of money in the secondary market, and I even told the CEO of Live Nation a couple years ago, I go, you guys would have probably gotten away with this a lot longer if you just would have paid the artists some of the money in the secondary market, which they never did. We never shared in that. But either way, I'm here for the fans. That's it. I would actually take a pay cut off this. I would rather have more fans and take a little less money or have packed buildings and play to that. Because let's face it, as a front man and a lot of front men, we have a little bit of egos, all of us. And rather than take that little bit extra money.
Fortunately, no one in politics has that.
Yeah, not at all. So it's getting the prices we set, getting them to the hands of the fans.
You also talked about how artists have lost leverage in the ticketing system. And obviously, venues make relationships with ticket sellers. Can you explain what it means, how performers have lost leverage, and what might change if artists had more control over ticket sales?
Well, I mean, just with this, speaking of the secondary market, if I went to Ticketmaster, I don't know, a couple months ago, I got a tour coming up. I could go like, hey, we've agreed on a price for the ticket with the building, with the fees, everything. Okay, I want to buy all 15,000 tickets. No way that's happening. You can only get a certain amount for your fan club that you want. Maybe I want to do special things there. Maybe I want to do things like, have first class tickets available like an airline, but then also have some really cheap tickets around there without doing dynamic pricing, which kind of takes one ticket right next to another ticket and for no reason just jacks it up. I'd rather be transparent about this going into it. Like, yes, we know we have first-class customers, people who've worked hard and done well. We want to provide them very expensive tickets, so they're going to be there towards the end. Also want to have very cheap tickets, but I want to lay this out across the board. Just all sorts of unique things we could do with those tickets, whether it's giveaways, fan clubs. Some people have corporate deals they want to do things with, and it's not like they haven't worked with us on that. I'm not saying Ticketmaster doesn't. But just the freedom to say, like, I don't want my ticket resold at all. I'd rather a couple percentage, a few hundred people kind of get screwed over and say, I can't sell my ticket back. I got to eat it. Because I know right now if that happened, that 95, 96% of those people would have a great experience at buying the ticket. And some of these things now, I've heard in the last 6 months, we can do that. We can do that. I'm like, well, why couldn't
Whoa, we just got 50 cooterships from Mrs. Long. Holy cow.
Hey, Cooter Clippers.
Wow, thank you so much, Mrs. Long. That is huge. 50 new cooters coming in hot. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your support.
Wow, 50 memberships. Mrs. Long, you are amazing. Thank you so much, and happy Saturday. Happy Saturday, Cooterville. Wow, look at those. Wow. Thank you so much, Mrs. Long. That is great. Welcome in, everybody.
We do that for all these years. And it seems like I said, people are being reactive instead of proactive.
Let me ask the other witnesses, do you agree with Mr. Ritchie, number one, that as an artist he could not buy, say, all 15,000 tickets? And if you agree that under the status quo he can't, why not?
I can answer that, Senator. The reason is because in the United States, the tickets are issued and owned by the venues. The ticket is literally a license to come onto the premises during the show. And so there are venue interests here that are reflected in thousands of contracts.
You didn't miss much, Blue.
What the venues will defer to Mr.
Woo, we just got 50 Cooters, and Canvas and Crime is celebrating 18 months, 2 babies. Your turn to babysit. Okay, I'll take them. Thank you, Canvas and Crime. And Nicole, thank you for your super chat. Thanks for all you do for us, Jay. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too. Thank you, honey. Thank you guys all. Thank you, man. Mrs. Long, that is amazing. Thank you. Vince!
Ritchie or any other artist are the pricing, resale restrictions, things like that, but they're not going to give up their property rights in the tickets.
We too are rooting for fan success, Senator Cruz. We believe the artist and the artist success and event success, we want to see sold out. We help achieve 100% sold out. But at the end of the day, I agree. The artist, they should set whatever price they want to set. I think Kid Rock, if I may, I think he's absolutely right. He wants to set different tiers of his pricing. He can, and fans should have that option. They should also have the option, if they choose, to recover their costs if they can't use it or to be able to resell it. Ticketmaster doesn't make it very easy, sir. Sometimes these price caps come with price floors. It happened to me, and I'm in the industry last year up in Baltimore to see Billy Joel and Stevie Nicks. Took my kid up there. One of us couldn't make it due to business, and we weren't allowed to even resell it for $50. It was a $180 ticket. They set a floor. That seat went empty. An empty seat doesn't buy beer, hot dogs, or merchandise. So we think there ought to be options for consumers.
Thanks, True Crime Kate. True Crime Kate says, 3 months of Cootership. Thanks for the amazing lives. Neatly every day. Jay, love your channels. Thank you so much. No, Kid Rock is just getting started, but I wanted to also let you guys know because he's getting a lot of backlash in my chat, so I want to give him a little shout out here. From 2008, this is an article showing that Kid Rock did not have his music on iTunes because he didn't want the fans, and I know it's under a paywall, but he didn't want the fans to have to pay for each song. And he was like, you want to download my music for free? Go right ahead. I want you to listen to my music. I want you to come see me live. You know, all of these things.
I don't think anybody disagrees with the fact that there should be some resale available for those types of events that occur. That being said, when a bot or somebody comes in and purchases hundreds of tickets or whatnot, and we are looking at it as a venue, as a sold-out performance. So we staff as such with 100% staffing, the whole lot, and we're also paying the artist for those for that sold-out show as well. And unfortunately, when those brokers can't get their tickets sold, we'll see a drop count, which is how many people are actually through the door, of 60 to 70%. So now we've lost 30 to 40% of the income from food and beverage, which is how we make our money as a venue. And so, and to put the salt on the wound is that these...
Yeah, go ahead. Go after Ted Cruz. I don't care. I hate politics. I hate politicians. I do think it's very interesting how Kid Rock has managed to integrate himself in with politicians. It's crazy, right? Like my ex-husband is still friends with Kid Rock. They graduated together, and he sent my son a picture of Kid Rock and Trump just like randomly golfing at Mar-a-Lago or whatever. So it's just so surreal to me.
These scalpers will then claim fraud on all of the unsold tickets and will get their money back from these credit card companies. And so we'll get charged that as well. They're called chargebacks. So not only do we lose 30, 40% on those tickets that go unsold for the food and beverage, we get double charged on the chargeback, and there's no way for us to make our money back at all.
All right, so my time has expired, but Mr. Ritchie, I'll give you a chance if you want to respond to those comments. I don't know if you have any response.
I think we're all, for lack of a better term, rock and roll, we're all kind of smoking the same dope.
All right.
Shut the fuck up. He did not just say it. I knew this would be comical. I haven't watched it yet. Kid Rock has also done numerous free concerts for our military. My son was so excited to attend one. Yes, he has. He's a big supporter of our military. Thank you, Snazzy, for your super chat this morning. Hey, Hexy. He said we're all smoking the same dope, y'all. I need to soundbite that. Look at him. He's like, I think we're all smoking the same dope here.
Comments. I don't know if you have any response.
I think we're all, for lack of a better term, rock and roll, we're all kind of smoking the same dope.
All right, that spices up the hearing even more.
Thank you, Senator
Stop
Cruz.
it.
Senator Cantwell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Senator, have you gone, Senator?
Stop it.
We want to let her go?
Sure, it's fine. Senator Blunt Rochester,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Thank Senator Blunt. After that, we move on to Senator Blunt. Good morning, Galen. We're having some fun today. Hey, Cinnamon Hot, 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 hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, and thank you also to the ranking member. A special thank you to Ranking Member Cantwell for letting me go before her, and to the witnesses, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate the work of Senators Blackburn and Lujan on the main Event Ticketing Act, and also Senators Schmidt and Markey on the Ticket Act. I came to Washington to fight for Delaware families, the fans, artists, and consumers. To me, live events shouldn't be a luxury, but all too often, fans are actually facing a stacked deck online, from hidden fees to misleading listings to speculative tickets to bots that scoop up all the inventory in seconds. As everyone has said, I think many of us have experienced it. I, too, experienced it for Beyonce tickets. When I served in the House, I offered an amendment that was included in the previous version of the Ticket Act to crack down on deceptive ticketing websites or fake URLs.
Mrs. Blunt went to see Beyonce.
I'm committed to building on that work and making online ticketing fairer, more transparent, and more affordable for fans.
There
Mr.
she
Barry,
is.
we know.
There she is. There's my friend Delightful Pam. Thank you for the prezzies, and thank you for the $20 super sticker. Thank you so much, Delightful Pam. You are so sweet.
know cybersecurity is a major threat to online ticket consumers. As Anthropic found in a November 2025 report, cybersecurity attacks are now beginning to use AI agents to execute cyber attacks by themselves. Mr. Barry, is the online ticket industry prepared for the AI agent cybersecurity threat?
No, they're not.
Senator, it's a constantly evolving challenge, and the bottom line is the industry has to meet that challenge.
Okay. So you would say
that means what?
Yes.
Yes.
And primarily when we examine the bot problem, because it is a problem, what you've heard today, these are attacks. There's no place in the system for them. Jumping ahead of a consumer in line and scooping up the tickets just shouldn't be something that can be done by technology. Candidly, that just speaks to an anti-fan approach. But it happens in the primary sector. So when tickets first go online is when these attacks happen. We have a member of our forum that does a very good job. We're talking 99% records. They can provide the specific numbers, but it's very high in terms of keeping them out.
Yeah, I would say I remain still very, very much concerned. For example, the Associated Press reported last year that accrue in New York illegally and without the AI tools. This was without the AI tools, use email redirects to take over accounts and then resold more than 900 digital tickets for pricey events, including the Taylor Swift concerts. Considering this and many other examples, Mr. Wall, what steps has Live Nation taken that will reassure consumers that the ticketing marketplace will be fair and secure?
Thank you, Senator. It's obviously an important question with AI and all the various manifestations. And we are very much looking at both the positives and the negatives of AI. Your question about the defenses, one of the things we're seeing, Mr. Ritchie mentioned earlier about how an important tool that we use to stop the bad actors is identity verification. Well, of course, now what we're seeing is AI agents pretending to be humans to try to pass the identity verification. Right now,
AI bots pretending to be humans and passing the verification. They can't
I
stop
think we're
that?
on top of that issue, but it is one of the major initiatives that we have announced at the company is an across-the-board investment in the AI technologies, both on the kind that can serve the fan and the kind that can protect the fan.
And I know you just mentioned the new steps have been taken to address it. Mr. Weingarten and Mr. Wall, one popular tactic is used, it's called the wall garden model. In exchange for stronger security, and the model requires consumers to give up some of their personal data and convenience by locking tickets into a special app that prevents using these tickets with screenshots or wallets. Yet reports like the one from 404 Media suggest resellers can still bypass these walled gardens. Mr. Weingarten, from the independent venue perspective, do ticket transfer restrictions genuinely reduce fraud?
You know what? I'm not quite sure if that actually reduces fraud or not, but I do know that at some points it is necessary to be able to transfer tickets to if you can't make a show or something like that. But I'm not quite sure, and I'd never heard of the walled garden either. So I'm sorry that I don't know about that answer.
That's okay. I will submit some more questions for the record for the witnesses. But again, bottom line, this is truly about the fans. It's about the artists, and it's about making sure that we, in this age, also care about what's coming next, whether it's AI or quantum and how it's going to be attacking these systems. So thank you very much. I yield back, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Cantwell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for holding this important hearing, and for you and Senator Hickenlooper, but I want to thank you particularly for your advocacy for the music industry and for your steadfast approach in helping on all sorts of legislation that is trying to.
Yeah, what happened to the scalpers standing outside? Now they're bots cutting in line in front of us.
Make sure that content created by artists are protected and that it's not replicated with AI and a variety of other things. So I'm definitely supportive of the Speculative Ticket Act that Senator Cruz and we passed here, but it hasn't gone all the way through the process. Definitely, I think Senators Markey and Schmidt, I think Senator Schmidt was here earlier and mentioned that he's supporting that. Definitely in support of upgrading the Bots Act of 2016. I don't think it's strong enough. But I think the larger issue here, first of all, love music in the Northwest. We are a big music state. And Mr. Ritchie, appreciate you mentioning Pearl Jam. We have lots of venues. We have lots of places for artists to perform. We're very proud of that. But we're not proud if we can't get the artists in those venues. And the sea change that's happened in the meantime that we've had this conversation is the fact that Live Nation and the tickets are now 80% of the market. So the Department of Justice, along with 40 attorney generals, including my home state, are currently suing Live Nation and Ticketmaster, including monopolizing live events industry. So Mr. Weingartner, earlier, this conversation came up about the radius clauses in contracts. And so, you know, what are we doing to look at this management structure? It was very interesting. The Seahawks said, you know what? Do not resell your tickets last Sunday. Do not. They literally sent a message to all the season ticket holders. They said, don't do it, or we'll take your tickets away from you. And believe me, I didn't see any Rams fans in that stadium, like a few, like 12, okay? But the fans knew they were serious. Now, they could have made lots of money off those tickets, but the venue in this case said, don't do it. So they do have the power to do something here. They just don't use it. And that is an interesting point to Mr. Ritchie's earlier testimony. Why don't they? Particularly when the artists are trying to protect the fans and protect their fan base. But Mr. Weingart, it's even worse when the marketplace doesn't function and Mr. Ritchie can't go to one of your venues because somebody already wrote a clause that says that he can't, or that you can't go within certain miles. So what are we doing to create a competitive environment? You know, again, we have lots of venues that are in the 5,000 to 7,000 seat range, created by lots of outdoor sites, you know, tribes. You know, we have 29 tribes, they're creating venues. Like, there's lots of opportunities for people to go, but not if somebody's shutting the market down because they control 80% of the market. So what do we do to get at these contract clauses that would give other artists like Mr. Ritchie the availability to go where they want? So why can't he, you know, or some of these other artists just agree to go to another venue at a lower price?
I think that asking Kid Rock and his management about those deals, you know, would probably be a good idea. But also, you know, it's not
I'm
necessarily
asking you whether we need to see the contracts that show that these kind of manipulative practices are actually being deployed that curtail artists from signing up in your venues. That's what I want to know.
I think that when you're talking about multi-million-dollar national touring, all-in touring deals, and they all want to make sure that they are playing in those Live Nation / Ticketmaster rooms. The artists will play in just those rooms only. And even, you know, with some of these like bigger festivals that are playing in LA or in other places, they make these incredibly massive radius clauses that no artist can play anywhere within, you know, the western half of the United States for a specific period of time. And so they are locked in contractually to not do that. And when you're talking about, again, these multi-million-dollar contracts, that's something that happens. I do think that.
Thank you so much, Pines, for gifting 5. Cams, Tyler, M.E. Entranced, Callie Rose, and Jess.
She says, welcome to Cooterville. Everybody close your legs. Everybody coming in, close your legs.
Close your legs.
You have to make sure you allow gifts somehow, don't you? It pops up. You have to be able to allow them. Thank you, Pines.
With radius clauses, when you're talking about different artists and playing in the same market and whatnot, I do think that there's some discussion that needs to be had around announcements so you're not cannibalizing the different ticket sales. But when we're talking about, you know, the fact that somebody can't play in Colorado because they're playing at a festival in Los Angeles or something like that, those are definitely more egregious.
If Brandy Carlisle wants to play the Gorge,
right,
and she makes an agreement to play the Gorge, but Brandy Carlisle also wants to go to Walla Walla and have an event, she should be allowed to go.
She should.
And because otherwise you're just price gouging.
Right.
You're not giving the artist the flexibility. You're basically taking the consumer and you're price gouging, running up the price.
Exactly.
And so I just think these clauses are the ones that are, again, with the control of 80% of the market, Mr. Wall, it's just too much. And I know that's what's happening to art. Mr. Ritchie, do you have a comment about this? You seem to know a little bit.
Well, as much as I'd like to agree with you, if you have a radius clause, if I'm going to play a big place and I sell out that place and I want to play another place, it's in that radius. I'm kind of battling myself. It's like having a great restaurant and I'm going to open up another great restaurant right next door. I'm going to split my audience, you know, and it just might not make the most sense. But what I'm here, that can be debated till the cows come home. I think I'm right.
I'm saying they're curtailing these venues from getting these future
well,
events.
I think what you're talking about
over a time period. So what I'm saying is, you want to let the pressure off for your.
Well, I think what you're talking about is if Live Nation owns 80% of this market, they own most of the venues and the management and this, that, and the other ticketing company, and an act's coming up, and they know they're going to blow up, right? They're going to be a big act, but they're still in like the 5,000 seater range. Live Nation has bought the Fillmore or whatever that's 5,000 seat, but there's an independent promoter that owns another one. Live Nation can come in If they're going to get a $10,000 guarantee and they can say, we're going to invest in their future, we're going to give them $15,000, $20,000, and that small promoter can never compete with them, or they're going to give them some back-end deal here or there. Is that illegal? I don't know. Is it bad business, good business? I'm not sure, but, there's something to be said when you own most of the market, which nobody really in Congress voted for. They were all kind of against the merger.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Senator Lummis.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chairman. I'm not on the subcommittee, but I'm on the Commerce Committee. And when I was downstairs in my office just now and heard some of this testimony, I cleared my schedule to run up because I've gotten so many complaints since I've been here about Ticketmaster specifically. And so when I have a chance to ask you some questions, Mr. Wall, I'm pleased to. Can you explain, first of all, welcome.
Thank you.
And welcome to all of you. Is Ticketmaster a monopoly?
No, we are not.
And tell me how you come to that conclusion.
Because we are at the near the end of the road in the antitrust case, and the math has been done. And if you just look at the addressable market for large venues, the government's economist is putting our market share under 50%, so that's not a monopoly share. They have an alternative argument that looks at 20% of that market and says that we have a monopoly of that, but there's no such thing as a monopoly of 20% of a market. That's why.
So what defines a monopoly?
She does sound like
It's typically that you have the ability to charge monopoly prices, reduce output, things like that.
Okay, if you control artists, venues, and tickets, and a person has to who chooses your venue has to use Ticketmaster, or an artist that you have a relationship with, that sounds like a monopoly to me, because you have relationships with artists and with venues and with tickets. And when you're able to combine the three, it forces artists to use your venues and your tickets. It requires venues to use your artists and your tickets. And it takes choice away from both the artists and the venues. And to me, that sounds like a monopoly.
I understand, Senator, and that's the story we hear a lot. But if I could just give you a couple of data points without getting too argumentative about this. We're not a big, we may be the largest venue owner in the sense of the number of venues, but we don't have any stadiums, we don't have any arenas. So where all of these big shows play, so major concert venues, we own hardly any of them. What we own, the only venues that we own that even fit within this market the government is claiming are amphitheaters, which are a small part of the whole. And as far as artist choice, the one thing I will just say is know us by the company we keep. We're on this team. We don't wear the same uniform by any means, but we are on the artist team here. And you know, Mr.
Well, I'd like to start calling the shots then.
But it is important to point out that on almost everything, our position is exactly what Mr. Ritchie's is, and it's because his position is very typical of what the artist's position is.
Mr. Ritchie, how would you respond to my question?
Well, I think monopoly is having no competition. I think it's the opposite of this number and that number. I can't keep up with you, Mr. Wall, with the numbers, but it's lack of competition. And I think if there's more competition, let's say in the ticketing market, then that would make things better for the fans and for prices and for the artists. And, you know, and I would say let the artists bear the blunt, take the risk and reward. You know what I mean? If I say that I want tickets to be sold with a no resale, you can't resell them, period.
Yeah.
My fans are going to go like, oh, I couldn't go and Kid Rock's a jerk. Whatever, that's fine. I mean, they pretty much bear the blunt of it now, and StubHub does, and rightfully so. Rightfully so, because they don't give us the freedom to do what we want with our inventory. They don't exist without me and everyone else.
Right.
That's a fact. I think we can all agree on that.
Mr. Berry, how would you respond to my questions?
First and foremost, on the monopoly question, Senator, I'm looking forward to the Justice Department and 40 state attorneys general, bipartisan team of attorneys general figuring that out. The Department of Justice should stay the course, finish the job. If they're watching today, don't settle. Let this play out. As a fan foremost, that's how I got into all of this. I'm pretty sure if it's someone in the schoolyard that can bully and beat everybody up, that sounds like a monopoly to me, and that's what's happening.
Mr. Weingard? Garden? Sorry.
Yeah, we are
Garden?
The artists hold all the marbles. I mean, the artists and the artist team, they hold all the marbles, and we want to play with the marbles. So we're going to do everything that we can to make sure that the artist is happy, and we want to make and get them what they need. At the same time, when you're dealing with, you know, a monopolistic corporation, or you're dealing with a bunch of StubHub, you know, and secondary and scalpers and whatnot that pay none of the costs. None of these costs are getting paid by these scalpers.
Yeah.
None of them. We pay them constantly, and when that's happening, it's not equitable. It's not fair. There's no competition. You know, they're making their profit margins are enormous because they are not sharing in any of the risk.
Mr. Ritchie, do you hold all the cards?
No, hardly. I just want to say there's so much money in this business. There's enough to go around for everyone. That's a
for
fact.
sure.
But the one thing we can agree on, there's a lot of merit here to everything we're talking about, but we have to get the middleman out of the way. Just let me get the tickets to the fans at the prices I want to set.
Madam Chairman, thank you.
Senator Hickenlooper, you're recognized.
Good for him.
I was enjoying being incognito. Long before I ever dreamed of getting into politics, I was out of work geologist and opened a large restaurant in Denver called the Wine Coop Brewing Company, brewed his own beer. Took us 2 years to raise money. My mother wouldn't even invest, although you don't really care about that. We put a jazz club in the basement, so I became a venue. And so we were the place between Chicago and San Francisco, so Freddie Hubbard would come and play a weekend. We didn't ever get any of the big acts, but we did well enough to lose $30,000 or $40,000 a year, which I looked as collateral damage because people came in and ate in the restaurant upstairs. But I did get a sense of how it worked. Got to be friends with a guy named Doug Kaufman, who was a local promoter. He was trying to renovate this beautiful old theater from the 20s, the Ogden Theater, and I knew him from that. And he was putting on a show at Red Rocks, and he had Spin Doctor, Gin Blossoms, and Cracker. This is like in 1993 or 1994. And his father, who would always loan him the money when time came due to make the big down payment for the lead act, which in this case was the Spin Doctors, his father would do it. His father was building renovating his house, so he couldn't do it. So he came to me,
This
and
guy
I got my restaurant. We co-signed the $40,000 loan, so we'd give all that money to the Spin Doctors, who turned out to be out of fashion by the time the concert started. And Doug had promised me that, you know, you could tell how much they'd already sold 25% of the seats 2 months out. And he said, I guarantee you, you won't lose money. And we didn't. And that, you know, there's a poster somewhere in the universe where it's produced by Nobody in Particular Presents, that's Doug Kaufman's company, and the Wine Coop Brewing Company. But I saw just how arbitrary, how fast it all happened. I ended up, you know, basically, I took all my ill-gotten gains and put them back into gift certificates to help him renovate the Ogden Theater. But it created this, once I became mayor, and the city of Denver owns the Red Rocks, I became obsessed with why can't we do more acts and more things, and it turned out we could. It turned out the mayor gets to make that final decision. And I think that's where a lot of my passion from this kind of comes from, is seeing how it works up close and personal. Let me start, Mr. Weingarten. Thank you for joining us today, and your work in the Colorado music industry has helped keep us a leader in music. Now that the senator from Washington is gone, I can say really on a per capita basis, way beyond Washington. Next year, Boulder's actually going to start hosting the Sundance Film Festival. As you mentioned, when fans purchase a ticket, they expect to be allowed to enter the show to get what they paid for. Can you paint a picture for us when Coloradans attend one of your venues and realize they're the victim of buying speculative tickets or fake tickets? What happens?
Yeah, and that is a daily occurrence. Anytime that we have shows, we have issues. Doesn't matter how big the act is or how small the act is. People are coming into our box offices at the Fox Theater, the Boulder Theater, the Aggie in Fort Collins, and they are, and not only is the fan helpless, but the venue is helpless because we have no the only way that we can help them, as I had mentioned before, is that we can give them, we have these sheets printed out, laminated sheets printed out that say the customer support of each of the different, the scalper sites, so they can call.
That's true, Kate.
But the problem is that, one, the phones don't get answered, the emails don't get, people don't respond to the emails, and it's always after the fact. And so what happens is we're at a loss. We have no recourse that evening, and so we're left with a father who brought his teenage daughter to a show. They've come in from out of town. They've bought. They have hotels. They've went to the restaurant. They've done everything that they did. They're out of that money. Where does that? Right. Where's the recourse there as well?
What's the solution?
So
Fix
we
it.
see this on a daily basis, and it's a massive problem.
Oh, well, we will do our best to fix that. Mr. Ritchie, and I'm sure you've been astonished seeing, just as we all have, that the revenue that an artist makes is now no longer your royalties. It's where you perform, at least for most people. I think you might be in a different league in that. But you've worked with countless venues and performers and middlemen and promoters and platforms.
That would be great.
And as much as you love seeing fans sold out, I wanted to ask just a question about dynamic pricing and whether there isn't a way to get the artist more money from that. If that ticket's going to be resold, shouldn't the artist get a piece of that, a cut of that? And wouldn't that justify that open market after tickets have been sold?
I don't know if it justifies it, but it definitely would have shut everybody up for a little while longer. If they would have let the artists share.
That's all we hope for in the Congress, right?
Secondary market or whatnot. But I think that was kind of, they started this thing called platinum ticketing, and that's kind of what it was. They kind of shared some of that revenue with the artists. It was just this, it's like, no, we don't want any of this. And to be honest with you, back in the day, I didn't really understand it. I don't think most acts do either. You got these managers who aren't really managers anymore. Manager used to just look out for one act. Now they have these conglomerate of acts. They have 10, 20, sometimes hundreds of acts. So they got to play nice with everybody. They can't just go, screw you, this is what my artist wants to do, blah, blah, blah. Right. And they're going to take as much money as they can because they usually get paid a percentage off the top. So I'm not a fan of any of that. Like I said, I would rather just have them like an airline. I'm going to have some first class seats. I'm going to have some economy seats. You're going to know what they are right up front.
Yeah, well, I'm out of time. I do appreciate all of you being here. When I first got elected governor, we had
got another story.
One Republic, Lumineers, Nathaniel Rateliff, and Ice all came and donated their time to play for our inaugural. That was fun. That's a good show.
And like most good fans, you remember those special nights.
Exactly.
Around a concert and around a venue. Senator Markey, recognized.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Thank you to Ranking Member Hickenlooper for holding today's important hearing. And with my New England Patriots now playing Senator Cantwell's Seattle Seahawks in a Super Bowl less than 2 weeks, this hearing comes at a fitting time because prices are sky high. In fact, right now they're double the price to go to Denver for the Patriots Denver game in that beautiful snow globe that you created. And so just absolutely, he was governor and mayor in Denver, okay, so just incredible. But it's just absolutely crazy how high the prices are for a single ticket to these games. And it also comes just a few months ahead of the World Cup in the United States, where ticket demand and ticket prices are just absolutely astronomical right now. So consumers are understandably frustrated by the state of ticketing today, from hidden fees to ghost tickets to deceptive advertising. Misleading ticketing practices plague the industry, and it's time for them to end. And that's why Senator Schmidt and I have introduced the Ticket Act to clean up these unfair and harmful practices. And we're doing it on a bipartisan basis. And I thank Senator Cruz and Senator Cantwell for signing up for this legislation and moving it through by a voice vote last year. And I'd like to ask for this letter from the Consumer League National Consumers League in support of the Ticket Act to be included in the record.
Without objection.
I thank you. The National Consumers League and other groups such as the Sports Fan Coalition have been critical advocates for pro-consumer and pro-competition policies, and I'm proud to have their support on this bill. And now I want to get each witness on the record about important policies in the Ticket Act. And I recognize, as Mr. Ritchie said earlier, that the Ticket Act doesn't solve every problem. We're aware of that. But I do want to get some of the basic answers on the record in terms of what's
$2,000
itself. And so the first would be on all-in pricing. Starting from my left, do you agree that ticket sellers and marketplaces should disclose the full price of a ticket up front? Mr. Ritchie?
Yes. Thank you. Absolutely.
Yes, Senator.
Yes.
That's insane, Kate.
Good. Next, speculative ticketing. Do you
See, I don't think concerts should be, or games should be like a vacation price. That is ridiculous.
Support a ban on speculative ticketing?
Yes.
Hey, Fouki.
In all circumstances, without exceptions.
Pass the Ticket Act and ban speculative ticketing.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So I thank you so much for that. Do you, as we move to disclosure requirements, do you support prohibiting misleading resale advertising and use of deceptive URLs?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Senator.
Yes.
And last will be refunds. Do you support providing consumers with a full refund when an event is canceled?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Senator.
Of course, yes.
Thank you. And thank you. Those answers were almost as good as
Hi, Mesera.
the Patriots' defense against Denver on Sunday. So sorry about that. But I hear unanimous support for the key provisions in the Ticket Act from the main stakeholders in the ticketing industry, and I look forward to working with my colleagues to get this bill.
It's a good start.
Thank you. Good start.
Thank you, Senator
all
Markey.
so starstruck.
I want to go to a second
I feel like all these old men are like starstruck by Kid Rock, and it's cracking me up.
round of questions before we close this out. And Mr. Wall, I want to come to you because in the FTC's complaint, executives at Ticketmaster knew that scalpers were violating the ticket purchasing limits. And it seemed, from what I've read, that it was a big inside joke that you all knew this, but you were allowing it to happen. Your
Call 'em out.
C-suite knew of this. One of your executives even wrote in an email that we have stating that you, and I'm quoting, turn a blind eye as a matter of policy, end quote. Now, you have emphatically denied that this conduct really had any sort of malfeasance. You all have denied that, but I want you to answer. Why would you have to turn a blind eye, as your executive put it, if there was no wrongdoing that was taking place?
I think that is taken very much out of context, Senator, but let me just cut to the chase here. Our
We'll be
actions
happy to
speak.
provide you the email.
I have the email, I've seen it.
Okay.
But our actions
not out of
speak
context.
louder than anything else. We showed up, we walked the walk. We actually put the money in.
That would be
we
fun,
We improved our
Hines.
defenses. Our bot defenses are second to none in the world.
They're obviously not up to par. You've got bots
Hey,
still
Potato.
getting through, and
And
you've
we
got
will-
scalpers that are still
Let 'em have
scooping
it.
up these tickets. So we've got a disconnect going on here somewhere.
And Senator, we will always take the position that so long as tickets are still going on this way, then we're not up to par. That's our position
Okay,
too.
well, let's accept that. And let's say there's work to be done. So do you accept any responsibility when a fan is hit with a speculative or ghost ticket?
Never, because we do not allow those on Ticketmaster.
But
and
it's
haven't for
happening.
years.
Mr. Berry, how about your members?
I'm sorry, Senator, do our members
Wagon.
support?
Take any responsibility?
Absolutely, Senator. We serve tens of millions of fans every year.
Okay. And Mr. Wall, why can't Ticketmaster work with artists and do what Mr. Ritchie has recommended, where you would have tiered opportunities for fans? Why can't you all make that happen?
So Ticketmaster never sets prices itself. However, Live Nation and Ticketmaster do offer the whole, the tiers, the platinums. For example, we stand alone. We're the only resale site that will consistently, if Mr. Ritchie says he doesn't want us to turn on resale on our Ticketmaster marketplace, we won't. If we do, we will pay him a portion of it.
I don't. That's the first time I've heard very recently from Michaels, the CEO, that we could do this cap or not have resale. I'm like, well, he goes, yeah, we've done it for other artists for a while now. For Pearl Jam, which is maybe why they're not here making a stink today. Still, they might have a side deal from what I've seen. Like, why don't?
So it's not.
They're like, you can have this deal too. I'm like, why haven't you told us this? Oh, we're really bad at advertising. I'm like, come on, that's BS.
Yes.
There's nothing unusual about these arrangements I'm talking. Every artist that we promote has the option
How
to tell
can
us.
it not be unusual if the artists don't know that this
We'd have
is
no
an
idea.
option?
I would be happy to put in the record the list of dozens of artists
Then you need
that
to
we turned off the
start
TM+.
supplying.
I know
You
who
need
the
to-
artists
I would
are. I got 'em.
recommend that you submit a list. Let me ask you to submit a list of artists who are able to control their ticket sales, who are able to turn off the secondary market, and who are able to work with you how they want to tier these tickets.
Senator,
Let me move
if I
on
may,
to,
Senator,
well, no, I'm moving on.
Face value exchange. We are the only one that
said, "I'm
offers
moving on."
artists the opportunity
Mr.
to do
Wall,
face value exchange.
I've got another question for you.
Since we'd invented it a few years ago.
I've never heard of it. I'm very close with
Okay,
a lot of people at
we're-
Live Nation
we're
everywhere.
going to move on to another. Senator Lujan referenced a letter that he and I sent to you.
Yes.
And I've got it right here. I will submit it for the record without objection. And in it, you said, and I'm going to quote, "Given the level of abuse you are now seeing, you will no longer permit brokers to use multiple accounts." So, before now, you have allowed brokers to use multiple accounts.
Yes.
This gets to what I was talking to Mr. Berry about verification of these accounts. So you've allowed them to use these multiple accounts.
Thank you,
But then you
Pines.
also said in that letter that you weren't turning a blind eye. So were you all screwing up, or were you lying?
Neither.
Neither. Okay. Mr. Weingarten, what do you have to say about that?
Well, I mean,
What?
just a couple of things just from what has been said, and I just want to make clear that the Ticket Act, as it's written, does not outright ban spec ticketing.
Right.
So that definitely does need to get updated or changed.
Okay.
And since we're all in agreement, that would be great. But the other piece is that, sorry, I lost my train of thought. What was the question again? I apologize.
We were talking about, he was saying that we were talking about the brokers.
Multiple
scalpers
accounts.
and the multiple
Oh, yeah.
accounts that the brokers had, and they had responded. We have the email where one of the C-suite said that they just turned a blind eye. It was standard practice. But in the response to Senator Lujan and I, they responded, "Given the level of abuse you are now seeing," like it was just now beginning to happen, "you will no longer permit brokers to use multiple accounts." And you had referenced the ghost tickets, speculative tickets. So I was asking if you agreed with him.
I would definitely say that we experienced that quite a bit. In fact, when we're looking at different, trying to do some like scrubs to see how many scalpers are potentially hitting a particular show. Sometimes they're even egregiously even utilizing the Boulder Theater's address and we'll see 20 to 30 different.
And then when you find one of these scalpers, what do?
We try to cancel those orders and get rid of them, because when you're seeing when you're seeing 60 different orders, not tickets, 60 different orders from the state of Indiana or something like that come in for a show at the Fox Theater in Boulder on a particular night, we know that that's fraudulent activity.
Okay, Mr. Wall, I want to come back to you.
Before we get to Mr. Wall, I want to thank OVG in the Pines for the $5 super chat. She said, "This is great content, Jay. Diverse, interesting, informative, and relevant. Thank you, DJ News." Thank you so much, Pines, for your support
On this, because I think it gets, why did you allow the abuse of the system for years? Before you said you weren't turning a blind eye, and before you said you were going to clean it up.
She's on it.
What we allowed was brokers to have multiple accounts, and that is because virtually all brokers have multiple accounts and always have.
So you did not do verification if these were actual brokers or they were bots?
Oh, sure we did. Of course we did.
Well, you ended up with a whole lot of bots, and then you said you're blocking a lot of the bots. So, I mean, we've still got a difference. Mr. Ritchie, you had a comment?
It's this simple. If I buy a ticket and I go to the show, I'm their worst customer. If they allow these multiple counts to go on, that ticket resells and they make more money. Boom.
Mr. Wall, I want to come back to you. July of last year, Ticketmaster filed a public comment in response to the DOJ and the FTC request for information on issues in the ticketing industry. Now, in that public comment, you made some very interesting arguments. Not sure I agree with all of this, but you made some interesting arguments. On page 11 of that comment, you wrote that the BOTS Act, and I'm quoting, implicitly obligates ticketing platforms not to turn a blind eye to patterns of behavior that indicate unlawful ticketing harvesting.
Yes.
End quote. Okay, now I agree with that. You should not turn a blind eye to that. This supports the fact that the BOTS Act holds companies like Ticketmaster liable for selling unlawfully purchased tickets. Senator Moran and I wrote the BOTS Act, and the BOTS Act was never meant to be Section 230 for ticketing platforms. So why are you now taking the opposite position in ongoing litigation?
We aren't. There must be a misunderstanding, because our interpretation of the BOTS Act is fundamentally the interpretation that you and Senator Lujan put forward in your amicus brief in the Key Investment Group case.
And we have another amicus brief coming on the second one. Okay, do you have, Senator Hickenlooper, do you have any questions?
I have myriad questions, but I will restrain myself. I wanted to, Mr. Ritchie, I wanted to ask, in your experience, your direct experience, how much control does the artist have in what the final price for an artist or a customer pays for that ticket relative to the add-ons?
The final price, or setting the price of what we'd like?
The final price.
The final price, well, not much.
So you
can't. That includes all the fees that tacked on, how the buildings make their money, everyone this, that, and the other. There's,
Isn't her name Marsha Blackburn? Auntie Cheryl. She says, "Love me some Kid Rock." I know you do, girl.
They charge how much to print out a ticket at home, all these little stuff that makes no sense, like that everyone's up in arms about. We get a ton of say in what we want the tickets priced at, because that's where we make our money, and we make the majority of that money.
I need that ring. That's a Detroit D. I totally need that ring. That is badass.
It's priced at, because that's where we make our money.
Look at that Detroit D ring. That is so badass. I love it. Marsha Blackburn. Okay, yeah.
Money, and we make the majority of that money. As I'm sure Mr. Wall will be happy to tell you, that's true. But at the end of the day, no, we don't have any. Over all those fees and everything that they tack on, and all the stuff that people are really upset about.
Yes, those damn fees. It's the fees. You're welcome, baby girl. Thanks for being here.
If I say tickets are $49, whatever, Fans are usually like, okay, that's great. You know, as artists, we want to treat our fans right. They know that. But then when they get to the end and they check out, they're like, why is this thing $75? Right. It's supposed to be $49. That's a huge problem.
Right. And there's no way when you can't restrict the contract. When you're signing a contract with that promoter, they're unwilling or unable to guarantee that they can, assuming, and obviously if we do a federal law that,
I mean, this is why I said subpoena some of this stuff, because what I've heard, people are getting kickbacks from this. Sometimes it's the managers or the artists. You know, there's a lot of people at fault here. You know, I'd like to put it all on Ticketmaster and take the majority of these blows, no question, them in Live Nation. But there's a lot of people there with their hands in this cookie jar that it shouldn't be in. And that's why I hope you subpoena a lot of these contracts and look for some of this fraud.
Call it
I bet
out.
there's some folks who go to jail.
I'm not going to judge anybody on that.
Whoa. He's like, there was crickets in that room. He's looking over at the freaking Ticketmaster and he's like, I bet there's some folks who will go to jail. Oh, shit. Listen to that again.
There's no question, them in Live Nation. But there's a lot of people there with their hands in this cookie jar that it shouldn't be in. And that's why I hope you subpoena a lot of these contracts and look for some of this fraud, because I bet there's some folks who go to jail.
I'm not going to judge anybody on that evidence yet. You know, since last year, the FTC's all-in pricing went into effect. Have you guys seen a change in the market since that? And maybe each one of you can describe a little bit what the change is, and then also, if we made that a federal law rather than just a rule, would that make a difference? So that's the two questions. Have you seen a change, and would?
That's great. I think that's great for fans. Just more transparency, so they don't get sticker shock when they go to check out with all these hidden fees.
Okay.
It's been very important because contrary to what a lot of people believe, ticketing companies can't decide how to show these prices. It's the content owners who sort of dictate this, and so you have a problem getting everybody on board. It's now, we've been pushing this for years. The system is working. Some people were saying that there'd be a lot of problems. There haven't been any problems. It turns out this works just fine.
Right. And you think there's a benefit to making it a federal law as opposed to just a FTC rule?
The only thing I would ask with that is that the industry has adjusted to the FTC rule, so tried to be as consistent as possible, but otherwise, yes, absolutely.
Taking what's working and just thank you.
Yeah.
I yield to the more experienced person up here than myself. Mr. Berry?
Yep, we absolutely support all-in total upfront pricing. We've been advocating for years, and I want to thank the FTC for doing it, and I do agree it should be codified into statute.
Okay. Mr. Weingarten?
Yes, we've been working, meaning the National Independent Venue Association, has been working throughout the states.
He does,
and we've gotten a lot of states on board for some time, and they've been, everybody, it's been great, and I think a federal law with that would be terrific.
All right. I appreciate that. I do have more questions, but I'm going to just put them in written form for you all.
We've had
and
them
let you
here
go.
for a little while. Mr. Berry, I do have one more for you. What percentage of the tickets that are sold on your platform are from brokers?
I don't have a specific percentage, Senator, but what I can tell you this, if you're a broker, or if you're a nurse, or if you're a season ticket holder, you're held to the same rules. You have to deliver the tickets as they have been ordered. You will be penalized or thrown off platform if you are not. The marketplace has to keep both sides of the equation honest.
I would like for you to submit for the record.
Absolutely.
That number. Mr. Weingarten, do you agree with that?
I 100% do not agree with that.
Not a chance.
I think that is very false. And we experience that, as I mentioned in my testimony, we experience that on a day-to-day basis. And I guarantee you that all the 100 venues that I represent for the Colorado Independent Venue Association and elsewhere will say the same thing.
Well, I want to draw this hearing to a close. You all have been gracious and you've been patient with our questions, and I am grateful for that. Members of the committee are going to have until February 4th to submit their questions for the record. As you have heard many say, they've got more questions, so you're going to get questions for a response in writing. We will expect that response back from you by February 18th and would appreciate it. As you can see, this is something people are, they've lost their patience with this price gouging, and they want to see some consistency, transparency, and maybe even a little bit of equitable treatment for fans in this marketplace. And at this point, I will conclude this hearing.
Okay, you know what we missed, though, was the very beginning. So I want to go back. I didn't realize that there was more at the beginning with her. So hold on, let's watch this part. Then I'm going to show you another video. Then we're going to move on to the Epstein latest release.
Playing field with fair competition, clear rules, strong enforcement, sellout, and every basis. The price, the check sharing between the Music Tourism Act. Build back.
I thank the gentleman, and you know, we might let Red Rock or some of your Colorado venues be a little Nashville. We'll take that on. I want to say a thank you to each of our witnesses today. What a great panel. We are grateful that you are here. And at this time, I'd like to introduce our witnesses. Our first is Mr. Robert Ritchie. Perhaps he is better known as Kid Rock. Kid Rock is a well-known singer, songwriter who has sold over 25 million albums around the world. He brings first-hand experience drawing sold-out crowds to events across the country. Our second witness is Brian Berry, Executive Director of Ticket Policy Forum, an advocacy coalition representing the nation's 6 major online ticket marketplaces. Mr. Berry has spent the last decade working at the intersection of live events, ticketing, competition, advocacy at the federal and the state level. Our third witness is Dan Wall. Dan Wall is the Executive Vice President for Corporate and Regulatory Affairs at Live Nation Entertainment. Live Nation Entertainment, the parent company of Ticketmaster, is the largest ticket vendor in the world. And our final witness, David Weingarten, Chair and Co-founder of the Colorado Independent Venue Association, representing over 100 promoters and venues. He also serves as Vice President for Concert and Events at Z2 Entertainment. At this time, Mr. Ritchie, you are recognized for 5 minutes for your opening statement.
There it is. Good afternoon. Thank you, Senator Blackburn and committee members, for this opportunity. My name is Robert Ritchie, PKA Kid Rock. I'm proud to say I've been packing arenas, amphitheaters, and stadiums with the greatest fans on earth for over 25 years. I'm also a capitalist. I'm here today because I love God. I love this country. I love live music and sports. And I believe music fans and artists have been getting screwed for far too long by the ticketing system. I'm in a unique position to testify because, unlike most of my peers, I am beholden to no one. No record companies, no managers, no corporate endorsements or deals. To put it plainly, I ain't scared. I ain't scared to speak out on these issues like many artists, managers, and agents are for fear of biting the hand that feeds them. I'm here because hardworking Americans who love live music deserve better, and because artists deserve control over their own work. And let's be clear, this problem is older than timeouts and participation trophies. 30 years ago, members of the rock band Pearl Jam, members of the rock band Pearl Jam sat in these same seats, warning Congress about ticketing abuse. In 2009, Congress was told under oath that merging Live Nation and Ticketmaster would benefit artists and fans. The CEO of Live Nation called the merger an experiment and promised it would increase competition, empower artists, and lower costs. He also said, and I quote, "A system that empowers artists benefits everyone." Almost need a rim shot after that. The CEO of Ticketmaster at the time also testified in 2009 and said, "We believe the combination of our two companies will benefit artists, fans, theaters, sports teams, museums, and all the other facilities, performers, and spectators who use our services." The economic foundation that supported artists in the past is crumbling. Piracy is threatening their livelihood. Secondary ticketing is driving up prices for the fans with absolutely no benefit to the artist. Needless to say, that experiment has failed miserably. Independent venues have been crushed. Artists have lost leverage. Fans are paying more than ever and getting blamed for it. Should Ticketmaster and Live Nation be broken up? Probably. Would that alone fix things? Not sure it would, but I am sure of this. No artist should be forced to sell their tickets without a say in who sells them and how they are sold. What other business in America doesn't control or at least have a say in their own inventory? If artists had real choice, real competition would follow, and tickets would end up in the hands of real fans at the prices we, the artists, set. It's no secret, none, that this industry is full of greedy snakes and scoundrels. Too many suits lining their pockets off talent the artist set. It's no secret, none, that this industry is full of greedy snakes and scoundrels. Too many suits lining their pockets off talent they never had and fans they mislead. The truth is, much of this could have been, or still could be, solved through technology, especially proof of humanity tools. It hasn't happened yet because there's just too much money in the secondary ticket market. Ticketing companies didn't fail to stop this. Seems they chose not to. Now, meanwhile, the problem has been addressed with much success overseas. In parts of Europe, resale ticket prices are capped, and it seems to be working. I've been advocating for a 10% price cap here in the States on the resale of a ticket. And in fairness, Ticketmaster and Live Nation have supported this cap. Where I'm confused is this. I don't think Ticketmaster needs a law passed to do this. If that's true, then it only proves these companies have been reactive, not proactive. I would implore Congress, this is important, to subpoena the contracts and deals between artists, promoters, buildings, ticketing companies, agencies, and vendors, because as I understand it, you will find mountains of fraud and abuse. Now, my positions and solutions are as follows. Number one, artists should control who sells their tickets and how. Number two, resale ticket price caps work and protect real fans. Number three, the Bots Act should be enforced. Brokers and bad actors must be stopped, and all should face serious penalties and consequences. All-in pricing is great, but it doesn't fix the system. Outlawing speculative ticketing is obvious. The problem is that ticketing lobbyists push these reforms as cover while fighting to keep tickets in an open market and lets them exploit fans under the guise of capitalism. Do not be fooled by these tactics. Congress and many others have been fooled since the mid-1990s, fooled again in 2009, and so on. This wasn't an experiment, it was a monopoly dressed up as innovation. So I'll close now with the words of one of my favorite rock bands, The Who, and say it is my sincere hope we won't get fooled again. Thank you. Rock on.
Thank you, Chairman Blackburn, Ranking Member Hickenlooper, and other members of the
Hey kids. Hey kids, this is Kid Rock with a special announcement for you. This whole debate on downloading music illegally and stealing it, I guess you will, has just really gone way too far. I mean, there's record companies suing kids, and the kids are right in saying that,
oh my God, I was muted. Sorry. I said we're going back 17 years Kid Rock has always been an advocate for the fans. Love him or hate him, he's always been an advocate for his fans. That's what I said. Sorry, I was muted because the dogs were barking. Got a lot going on here, y'all. I think I'm finally getting a toilet. I'm not sure, though. Muted Cooter.
Hey, kids. This is Kid Rock with a special announcement for you. This whole debate on downloading music illegally and stealing it, I guess you will, has just really gone way too far. I mean, there's record companies suing kids, and the kids are right in saying that, you can illegally download my music, steal it if you will, because I'm fucking rich. And so how can I bitch about someone downloading a song or two? I really can't. But what I'd like to encourage all of you to do at this point is, it's true, it's just a song. You take the song, you download it, big deal, right? Listen to this. Let's level the playing field. Steal everything. If you need a new MP3 player or a computer, do you know how much money Apple and Microsoft have? Go in there, get a new laptop, grab it and run. New iPod, steal it. Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, they're billionaires. They're not going to miss a couple iPods and a couple.
Oh, we're going to be talking about Mr. Bill Gates in just a minute here. I was trying to put the weather up here for y'all, but I think I'm going to turn that off because it's not really anything.
Laptops, it's okay. You need a new car? Toyota's unbelievable. And it's a foreign car company, so who cares? Go steal a Toyota. Walk on that dealership, hot wire it up, drive it off the lot. Gonna need gas to put in that car, right? You know how much money the oil companies make? Pull up to the gas station, fill her up, take off. Don't even think about paying the bill. They're not gonna miss $30, $40 worth of gas. New pair of jeans. You know how much money Tommy Hilfiger has? He's rich too. Go to your favorite department store, get yourself a new sweatshirt, some new slacks, some new shoes, just put them on and casually walk out. You're not gonna miss it. He's got plenty of money. Don't worry about it. Once again, this is Kid Rock saying it's okay to illegally download music and it's okay to steal anything else you need too. So go get them.
Oh, shit.
I remember, stay in school and stay off the drugs.
I cannot. All right, here's an interview.
Now concerts, what we really want to talk about. They cost a fortune these days, and Congress is taking notice. A Senate hearing is about to be underway to look at a decades-old problem that's getting worse thanks to junk fees, scalpers, and resale bots. Our next guest is today's star witness, months after he joined the president for an executive order signing tackling ticket prices.
Thank you, Salty. Thank you, Salty. Happy Saturday morning. Great coverage about the ticket industry. Thank you, Salty.
Now, alongside Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn, who's chairing that hearing. Welcome to both of you. Senator, great to have you. And to Kid Rock, welcome to the program. Great to have you on.
Thank you.
Okay, so do tell our audience what brings you to Washington today.
We want to fix ticket pricing that's been out of control for, well over 30 years now. They've had hearings like this before. There's a big merger in 2009 with Ticketmaster and Live Nation, which many thought shouldn't have happened, and it's only made things worse. But you just ask anybody these days about buying a ticket to a popular sporting event or concert, and they'll tell you that's a complete fiasco. So hopefully we can start to enforce the Bots Act, but more importantly, I would like to see, for the time being, a 10% cap be on the resale of a ticket. And I think that solves many, if not all of our problems.
This has been a huge initiative for yours for quite some time. I want to flash back to you with President Trump at that EO signing, combating unfair prices. This is March of last year. Watch.
He's been a good friend for a long time, many years, and he's been after something that is for the good of a lot of people, including, in particular, the public, and having to do with ticket sales and scalping and all of the gouging that you have been reading about. It bothers a lot of other artists, too. We see the artists, and they go out with a $100 ticket and it sells for
Yeah, we're going to be talking about him, too.
$2,000 the following night, and they seem to be able to sweep up the best locations, too, which is pretty amazing.
So, Kid Rock, how does this build on what you've already been working on with the president?
Well, what the president was, is he really got the ball rolling down the hill when he directed, I believe it was the FTC and the DOJ to go investigate what was going on with ticketing. So they went and investigated, and boom, they slapped 2 lawsuits down on Live Nation because the corruption is just unbelievable. Now, so that executive order got it going, but now here was Senator Blackburn, who's really pushing it forward, not just with the Bots Act to be enforced, but with also trying to get to the root of the problem, and hopefully legislation can get drafted where as an artist, we can get the ticket prices that we set into the hands of the fans for those prices and stop them from being gouged by these bad actors, bots, brokers, who all hide behind the guise of capitalism. Trust me, I'm a capitalist and I consider myself a deregulation guy, but there's no other way to do it that I see on this issue.
Well, we love proud capitalists, that's for sure, and we're big fans of yours. Senator Marsha Blackburn, we're big fans of yours as well. Tell us.
All right. That outfit was something else, man. I'll never forget that day. I was like, what am I seeing? I'm like, is this real life right here? Crazy. Well, thank you guys. We'll see what happens. They have a couple months to get their things filed. YouTube bad actors, he called you out. He called your ass out. All right, let's get into this Epstein latest drop. But before we do, I am going to use the ladies' room and grab myself something to drink, and then we will get into the latest drop of Epstein. It's gross, it's shocking, it's all the things, and I'll be back in just a minute. Hello. Thank you for waiting. Did you guys like the hold music? Was it better? Thank you guys for watching with me, though. I love watching stuff like that, and I hate watching it alone, so I'm really happy that I have an audience to share these little tidbits and things that some people might find boring, but I find very interesting, and I prefer to get my info firsthand than from the media, if at all possible. So now we're going to get into this Epstein drop. Oh, we are cold and dropping. Let me see. 54 and dropping. It's going to be in the 20s tonight. Ugh. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is nasty Bill Gates. And this is coming from the Daily Mail. So the report here is that, and I saw the emails myself, the Department of Justice released millions of documents, thousands of videos. I put a short up on J for Justice of Epstein's cell. It's really creepy, right? But it says here that Bill Gates got an STD from, quote, Russian girls. Then he literally begged Jeffrey Epstein to slip antibiotics into his then wife Melinda's drink. Or to slip them to her. I don't know if it was in her drink. But it says Bill Gates slept with Russian girls, got a sexually transmitted disease, and asked for antibiotics to slip to his then wife Melinda. So Jeffrey Epstein sent himself a lengthy email, or several lengthy emails, and he was lashing out at Bill Gates in these emails to himself, which is really weird. But he lashed out at Gates for ending their friendship, and he says, quote, "To add insult to the injury, them, implore me to please delete the emails regarding your STD. Your request that I provide you with antibiotics that you can surreptitiously give to Melinda." And he emailed Epstein a description of his penis. Like, literally, that makes you want to throw, like, ugh, God. This fucking dweeb. Oh, God. Earlier in the same email, Epstein said that he had been dismayed beyond comprehension by Gates' decision to disregard their friendship that developed over the last 6 years. Appearing to write from the point of view of Boris Nikolic, who was then Gates' top advisor. Another email on the same morning offered his resignation from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Oops, shit. He wrote, "In my role as his right-hand man, I have been asked and wrongly acquised, I don't know what that word is, acquised into participating into things that have ranged from morally inappropriate to the ethically unsound, and have been repeatedly asked to do things that get near and potentially over the line into illegal." This is Jeffrey Epstein writing this. From helping Bill to get drugs in order to deal with the consequences of sex with Russian girls, to facilitating his illicit trusts with married women, to being asked to provide Adderall for bridge tournaments, as I am a medical doctor but have no prescription writing ability. Or no, this is Boris saying this. We got a Cooter chat.
For some Coke Zero and pizza to survive the Epstein chats. Disgusting. But I love we can all watch this together.
Thank you so much, Galen, and I concur. It is disgusting. It's horrible, but I'm glad that we can all watch together as well. Thank you for your $20 Cooter chat. I appreciate that. The shocking claims about the Microsoft founder have not been verified and come from a new tranche of hundreds of thousands of documents. Gates has angrily denied these allegations. His spokesperson said these claims are absolutely absurd and completely false. I love these multiple topic streams, Jay, covering all the wrongs with the rich and famous. Hidden true freaks. Thank you, Snaz. Acquised. I don't know how to say that, Rachel. That's out of my vocabulary. The only thing that these documents demonstrate is Epstein's frustration that he did not have an ongoing relationship with Gates and the lengths he would go to entrap and defame. And here is a picture of, here's Bill Gates. Here's that guy, Jeffrey, and I don't know who these creepos are. But here's the email that Jeffrey wrote about Bill Gates. Gates said he regrets his friendship with Jeffrey. But there's also multiple new undated images of Epstein and Gates together. In one photo, Gates is seen smiling with a woman whose face has been redacted by a black triangle. Gates and Melinda were married between 1994 and 2021. And Gates' affairs and friendship with Epstein were reasons for the divorce, but Melinda did not divulge further details. Melinda reportedly hired lawyers to plan her split from Gates in 2019 after reports emerged about his repeated meetings with Epstein, contrary to his denials in public. She retained counsel after becoming concerned about her husband's alleged business dealings with Epstein. Gates has previously sought to downplay his years-long relationship with Jeff, who killed himself in jail in 2019. Gates told the Wall Street Journal in 2019, "I didn't have any business relationship or friendship with him. I didn't go to New Mexico or Florida or Palm Beach or any of that. Every meeting where I was with him were meetings with men, and I was never at any parties or anything like that." Well, here's that picture. Just gross, man. And now we've got also mention of Woody Allen. Woody Allen. Yeah, I think that was a draft email that Jeffrey had to himself. He never sent it to anyone. Ugh, just gross. And there's Melinda. Good for her. But a month after the denial, the New York Times reported that he met with Epstein on numerous occasions beginning in 2011 after his conviction for soliciting prostitution from a minor. See, this is what's effed up. This guy, I had no idea that Bill Gates was, or was Bill Gates, or is that Jeffrey? After Jeffrey. Okay, so after Jeffrey was a pedo, he still hung out with him after he was convicted. Got it. Okay. Trying to keep this straight. A March 2013 flight manifest from Epstein's Gulfstream private jet says that Gates flew with him from Teterboro Airport, New Jersey to Palm Beach. Gates then spokeswoman Bridget Arnold told the newspaper that he didn't know it was Epstein's plane. Oh my God. Come on now. The Times quoted an alleged 2011 email Gates wrote to his colleagues after his first meeting saying, quote, "His lifestyle is very different and kind of intriguing, although it would not work for me. A very attractive Swedish woman and her daughter dropped by, and I ended up staying there quite late," Gates wrote in the reported email, referring to former Miss Sweden, Dr. Eva Anderson Dubin, and her 15-year-old daughter. Oh, God. There's just picture after picture of them together. Bill Gates, Jeffrey, Bill Gates, Jeffrey. God, here's more. This is, ugh. I mean, that literally looks like a hotel room. That looks like a hotel room. Right. Oh, I didn't know it was his plane. Okay. Then he says, "I had dinners with him. I regret doing that. Those meetings were a mistake. They didn't result in what he purported, and I cut them off." Two members of Gates' inner circle were also close with Epstein. Melanie Walker was Epstein's science advisor and became a senior program officer at Microsoft's founder charity of the Gates Foundation. And this Boris Nikolic. Nikolic said he was shocked to be given a role in Epstein's will, declined it, and told the Times in 2019, "I deeply regret ever meeting Mr. Epstein." Oh, my God. Text messages from 2017 released by Congress last year suggest the relationship between Gates and Epstein continued despite his then wife Melinda's disapproval. An undated photograph released last month showed Gates at an event with ex-Prince Andrew, the British royal who lost his title over his close relationship with Epstein, and allegations that he had sex with a 17-year-old girl. Andrew has denied those allegations. All right, so that's our first one is Bill Gates. Blit, 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 right? Gross. Now we got Elon. Fucking Elon, man. Am I going to have to take this poster down behind me, Elon? Because Elon Musk has vehemently denied. Okay. He said he got plenty of invitations to go to Epstein's Island, but never went. Okay. Well, now it's coming out. We don't know if he actually went. Yeah. Andrew, formerly known as a prince. He sought out to visit, though. He said that Jeffrey was begging him. But now these emails come out. And here's Elon Musk. On December 13th, 2013, an email said to Epstein that Elon and his family would be in the Virgin Islands, St. Bart's area over the holidays. Is there a good time to visit? Didn't Elon call out Trump for it? He did. He did. And Elon wants all his baby mamas to live in a compound. No, this shit's weird. It's getting weird. And I don't know. What do you guys think about the Elon? Oh, shit. What do you guys think about the Elon poster behind me? Does it need to come down? Because he totally called out Trump. He was like, asked Trump about Epstein. Remember, he even tweeted it and then he deleted it. And then him and Trump went back and forth like big babies. Big babies. Smoke them if you got them. So Epstein replied and said, any day, January 1st through the 8th. Play it by ear if you want. There's always space for you. After Musk responded, probably the 1st then. Then Jeffrey says, the 2nd or 3rd would be perfect. I will come and get you. The two men tentatively agreed that Musk would visit on January 2nd, 2014, but the visit was never confirmed, as Epstein's assistant, Leslie Groff, sent him an email on New Year's Eve. He said, just a reminder, or she said, just a reminder, Elon Musk was asking about coming to your island January 2nd. Epstein followed up with Musk on January 1st, writing, sorry we didn't connect. Why don't you consider clearing customs into the States in St. Thomas? Come for lunch with the wife. Musk wrote back the next day, logistics won't work this time around. So a source close to Musk said Elon never went. I can tell you that 100%. Going on to say that the South African-born mogul had no social relationship with Epstein whatsoever. There's Pedo Island right there. But he wanted to go. Okay, so then they're saying that Here it is. Last June, Elon said, at real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Now, Trump says he broke off his friendship with Epstein in the early 200s. After the fellow Manhattan and Palm Beach resident poached massage staff from his Mar-a-Lago resort. So that's what made him become not friends with Epstein. All right, let's go forward. There's more. Photos show the ligature and cell where Jeffrey Epstein allegedly took his own life. This is the ligature. So he had all these blankets and shit, but he was on suicide watch. Okay. What the hell? Why did he have all these things if he's on suicide watch? I know, poaching massage staff. That's so gross. Strange. Okay, so here is Bill Gates firing back after the new Epstein file dropped, suggesting that he caught an STD from Russian girls and planned on secretly giving his wife antibiotics. Back in early 2005, Gates claimed that he was played by Epstein during an interview with the Wall Street Journal. In one email, Epstein accused Gates of having chosen to both disregard and discard our friendship. Let's take a listen to Gates back in early 2025.
I think looking back at that,
that's scary, ain't it?
Moment that you were being played.
This guy is scary. He is scary as hell to me. Not only because
well, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, the way. Okay, our next thing. Thank you, Salty. I don't like going into politics, but I don't see anyone going to jail from here on. Disappointed. Yeah. Here's more pictures from inside the cell. What is all this stuff? I mean, he just ignores what his ex-wife said about him? Come on. I wish she would come out now. This is supposedly all Jeffrey's stuff. Just prescription bottles? They just hand prescription bottles over? Seems weird. Suicide watch, but he's got all this stuff in his cell? Do you guys think he's really dead? Hey, Higgins, do you think he's really dead? Oh, we got some nasty shit to go over. Okay. Next one. The former prince. This is Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. And he appears to be crouching over a woman in creepy photos from the DOJ's latest dump. And I don't know if I'd call this person a woman. You think he's alive and well? That alone, hey, Kelly, shows he was given special privilege. Yeah, this is fucking nasty. And who's this? Wait, hold on. Let me make it bigger. You guys got to see the background here. Like, who's that all kicked back in the background? Right here. Yeah, Andrew, who can't sweat. He's a pig. He's a freaking pig. I don't even know. Is she even awake? That's former Prince Andrew of the Royals. Ugh. It's disgusting. Now we have... This is very concerning, okay? Do you guys... I don't want to be weird. Why? Okay, so in the documents, Epstein bought 30 DNA kits from 23andMe. So many DNA kits that the company reached out to ask why. Now, I don't know what the result of that question was, but what in the world? So he sent DNA kits to Noam Chomsky. God, these ads are terrible. And Woody Allen. He had a curious habit of buying up DNA test kits for his rich, famous, and powerful friends. It says here, on September 21st, 2016, the pervert was notified. The pervert was notified that 23andMe kits arrived and will be delivered to Woody Allen and wife to their home today. I don't know, was there some kind of cloning shit? He was testing them to see their heritage? This is philosopher Noam Chomsky. Here's Woody Allen. Who's this guy? Fucking Woody Allen. Months later, in 2017, Epstein's last known girlfriend, Karina Shuliak, emailed an unidentified correspondent. Jeffrey would like to send 2 genetic kits from 23andMe to Noam and Valeria Chomsky. I believe we have extra kits in the Oval Room closet, right? He wanted to see how Jewish they were. Other recipients of DNA kits courtesy of Epstein were French banker Ariane de Rothschild and Emirati businessman Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem, the CEO of logistics company DP World. Okay, I would have to say that some of these people he would have had to know they weren't Jewish, so I don't know if I'm buying that. Because some of these people are clearly not Jewish, like Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem. Like, we know this guy is not Jewish, right? Or is he? Hold on, I want to see who he is. No, this guy ain't Jewish. It ain't because he's Jewish, man. Why did he want these people's DNA? Was it to, I don't know. Once you're tested, you're in the system. It could be used for proof of sexual activity. It's in the emails, really? Artemis says, I suspect he was into master race shit. I don't know. This shit's scary, dude. These connections. Kresha, to cross-reference his DNA with every known obscure malady in the medical dictionary. One kit is for ancestry. The other are 29 to confirm he doesn't have a rare ultimate casting cause. Looking for a genetic predisposition for existential dread to ensure his next lead actor is naturally authentic. Wow. That is really scary. Searching for the God gene, not to find it, but to confirm it's definitely missing. So oh, Jesus, Kresha. Isn't it, Zen? All right, let's move on. The Sultan of Swang. I thought that was really concerning. All right, now we're into the sports world. We have Giants owner Steve Tisch admits to emailing Epstein about adult women, but never accepted any of his invitations. New York Giants owner Steve Tisch admitted Friday that he exchanged emails with Jeff, but did not take him up on any of his invitations. We had a brief association where we exchanged emails about adult women. And in addition, we discussed movies, philanthropy, and investments, Tisch said in a statement. I did not take him up on any of his invitations and never went to his island. As we all know now, he was a terrible person and someone I deeply regret associating with. Okay. Oh, God. That is disgusting. That makes me want to puke right there. So gross. Here's Steve Tisch. In 2013, Tisch peppered Epstein with questions about various women that Jeffrey would appear to be associated with. Working girl? Tisch asked about a woman Epstein referred to as Tahitian and named Emily, who speaks mostly French, exotic, in a June 10th, 2013 message. On April 26th of that year, the Giants owner informed Epstein that he had met a, quote, very sweet girl, and asked Jeffrey, do you know anything about her? Curious to know about blank, Tisch sent another email with the subject line, R.E. Ukrainian girl. Oh, my God. I will contact pro or civilian, he asked. I met a sweet girl, Ukrainian girl. This is absolutely disgusting. Okay, now we are getting into more disgusting stuff that we're going to be getting into Trump soon. Thank you, Kelly Mack. It's just like all these folks who were at the Diddy parties saying, yeah, I went, but left before it got weird. Sure, Jan. Exactly. Okay, so here's an email. Thank you, Kelly Mack, for your super chat. I appreciate your support. So this is about a model contest. It says, Jeffrey, Anton proposed to make a model contest in Russia. It can be of Miss of Russia or model of Russia or model for Victoria's Secret or model of another brand. We can do it once every year. He has a big experience in organization of model contests. This one we can organize for you. It will be fun and interesting. We will pre-select all the top girls of all Russia. You can participate on every step of the contest and have an access to all pre-selection votes, file, and photos. From this experience, I will even learn how to organize this type of event in Russia from A to Z, plus contacts with the brands. Plus, during this selection, we will have tons of the girls, besides 16 in final, which will be a cream. For foreign model agencies, scout, and we can place them to the agencies. Usually the price of the big model contest in Russia like this is around $300,000. But Anton proposed just $150,000, and the rest he will find the Russian sponsors to add. The final can be different. You can choose the final of contests from proposed to you versions. Ideally, the time of contest is March. For this date, we should start now if you say yes. By the way, for the story of Daniel, for that agency I told you I wanted to create, I found a person who can be the director of this agency. In Russia, everything develops so fast. People moving, working compared to Paris. I think I need to come out from Paris to U.S. or Russia, really. People wasting here their time and money. Kisses. Waiting for your comments.
Just help a brother out here.
Thank you, Salty, for gifting 5. Paxton, Carol, McMandy, Awesome Mom, and Safin. Welcome to Cooterville. Thank you, Salty, for your support.
She says, welcome to Cooterville. Everybody close your legs. Everybody coming in, close your legs.
Close your legs.
Okay, now here's another report from the New York Post. Jeffrey Epstein was permanently banned from Xbox Live due to Microsoft New York sex offender policy. Jeffrey Epstein's Xbox Live account was banned in 2013. God, these ads, dude. According to emails, Microsoft canned Epstein's gaming profile as part of an agreement with the New York State Attorney General's office to remove all sex offenders to protect the online gaming community, especially children. Why doesn't every state do that? Why isn't that a federal law? The email says this message is to notify you that Xbox Live has permanently suspended the Xbox Live account associated with this email address. And it was sent to Jeffrey's JEE vacation email address. Here it is. He created his Xbox account on October 31st, 2012, on Halloween. Ugh. He received an automated email earlier that day that notified him of his account's doom, saying it was permanently suspended. Epstein had been a registered sex offender since 2008 when he was convicted in Florida on 2 counts of procuring a child for prostitution and soliciting a prostitute. Epstein's victim, who was 14 at the time, claimed that she was paid $200 for a massage. Oh, God. In court papers, she said he used a vibrator on her while he masturbated. He was sentenced to 18 months in a minimum security prison, but only served 13. Then he went ahead and created an Xbox account. It wasn't clear if Microsoft co-owner Bill Gates knew about Epstein's permanent suspension. The world is slowly getting smaller. Is it not? All right, here we go. Our fucking president. There is quite a few mentions of Trump. Random old lady, thank you for joining. Welcome to Cooterville.
She says, welcome to Cooterville. Everybody close your legs. Everybody coming in, close your legs.
Close your legs.
I'm sure that it is. Loves Pink says, is this modeling pageant a ruse to get the girls in Jeff's hands? I think it is. Underage girl claims Trump forced oral sex. This is 35 years ago in New Jersey. Blank reported an unidentified female friend who was forced to perform oral sex on President Trump, who was approximately 35 years ago in New Jersey. The friend told Alexis that she was approximately 13 to 14 years old when this occurred. And the friend allegedly bit President Trump while performing oral acts. The friend was allegedly hit in the face after she laughed about biting him. The friend said she was also abused by Jeffrey. Oh, he used to own Miss Universe. Oh, yeah. We're going to get into more of that. He did a lot more than Miss Universe. The complaint summary says the feds were told the underage girl was 13 to 14. And the feds forwarded the lead to the Washington office to conduct an interview. And there they are. There they are. Gross, just ugly and gross. He's always been ugly. Another allegation which the feds deemed to not be credible was a female who claimed she was a victim and a witness to a sex trafficking ring at the Trump golf course in Rancho Palos Verdes, California, between 95 and 96. She said there were big orgy parties with young girls, older Victoria's Secret models, and celebs like Bill Clinton, Trump, and Robin fucking Leach. It's ruining everything. But that's okay. The truth is important. The documents say the feds got a call from a female who claimed to be a prisoner, and they reference Lisa Marie Presley, the British royal family, Trump, and Jeffrey. The feds say they were unable to contact the woman who lived in Australia. Here is yet another photo of Trump and Epstein. Yeah, what is going on with Erica? Erica Kirk. There's some weird shit going on with her. Another allegation is from a woman who claims she was 13 and pregnant in 84 when she was forced to perform sex acts. She told the feds she was sex trafficked by high-profile individuals and that Trump regularly paid her money to force her to perform sex acts. This is really disturbing, you guys. Trigger warning. She also alleged Trump was present when her uncle murdered her newborn child. But the feds say they couldn't contact this woman. A different caller who the feds were unable to make contact with alleged a friend thought she had been raped by Trump in 87 at Trump Plaza. There's a lot of reports, Kelly. Another caller, who the feds say did not leave contact info, claimed Trump had parties at Mar-a-Lago called Calendar Girls, where Jeffrey would bring children and Trump would auction them off. This is weird. The caller claimed Trump measured the girls' trigger warning vulva and vaginas by penetrating them with his finger and rating them based on tightness. The caller alleged party guests included Elon Trump, Ivanka Trump, Eric Trump, Alan Dershowitz, and Bob Shapiro. The caller claimed she and others were taken into rooms and forced to give oral to Trump. She alleged they were forced to allow them to penetrate us. Shit. She claims she was 13 when Trump raped her and that Ghislaine was present. So TMZ reached out to the White House and they were referred to the DOJ's Friday press release where the DOJ says, quote, "This production may include fake or falsely submitted images, documents, or videos, as everything that was sent to the FBI by the public was included in the production that is responsive to the act." The production. You like that? Some of the documents contain untrue and sensationalist claims against Trump that were submitted to the FBI right before the 2020 election. To be clear, the claims are unfounded and false. And if they have a shred of credibility, they certainly would have been weaponized against Trump already. Yeah, okay. Sure, Jan. By the way, we have 8, if you're in the Wheezy, Kresha, we have 8 inmates that escaped. They've only caught 3. 5 that remain at large are considered armed and dangerous. They escaped at 1:20 a.m. from the Riverbend Detention Center. Just as a warning, if you're in the Wheezy near the Riverbend Detention Center, these 5 inmates are on the run. I think what it is, Swanee, is they just have too much fucking money. And it gets to the point where they have done everything. They do, you know what I mean? It's weird. Like, it's just, ugh. And I agree with that, Kelly. Why is Ghislaine the only one in jail? Yeah, the last name is scary. But yeah, just FYI. Okay, now this gets a little weird. This gets a little weird here. Romantic emails between the former Prince Andrew and Ghislaine Maxwell. Romantic emails between Andrew and Ghislaine in which they told one another they loved each other is adding to speculation that the pair were romantically involved. Affectionate exchanges in which they refer to each other by names including darling and sweet pea, while stating they long for one another. What the hell? The conversations have emerged as part of these new documents. Other emails show how Andrew's ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson, described pedophile Epstein as, quote, the brother I have always wished for. Ugh. Andrew, who went by the moniker The Invisible Man, and Maxwell in 2002 tell how he sought Maxwell's permission to spend time with his ex-wife and children instead of traveling to the U.S. Andrew previously denied having a close friendship with Maxwell. He married Fergie in 86. Can you imagine being married to this pig? In an email signed A, the sender says, as the planning is getting more difficult over the bank holiday weekend, here I am thinking I might join Sarah and the kids in Sotogrand for a few days, which would be very important and a good thing for the girls, rather than trek across the pond. That's Andrew. And again, there's Andrew. And this person does not look conscious to me. Look at her hands. Sick. And here's from the Invisible Man right here. Maxwell says, Andrew, sweetheart, I fully understand. If you want to spend time with Sarah and the kids, I will not be remotely offended. Sad not to spend time with you and sad not to see you. But at this point, with precious holidays and few days off, I agree that this idea of coming to the island looks less appealing. In a suggestive follow-up, Maxwell said, no problem. Blank, who is now coming, and 5 other stunning redheads. We'll all just have to play with ourselves. Sick. She concluded with the message, I shall miss you. I love you lots. GX. In a reply on August 27th, Andrew said, I am very sad at not coming to join you, but I am so glad to be able to see more of my kids, that the compensation is justified. But whatever, I love you and I am longing to see you when either you or I are in the same part of the world. He added, let's forward to catching up with you before you disappear to some exotic place. And please don't catch anything nasty on your travels. Masses of love and thanks, A. XXX. Gross. Later that year, on October 28th, an email believed to be from Maxwell asked Andrew about speculation he might have more children. Princesses Eugenie and Beatrice were 12 and 14 at the time. There's Ghislaine now. This is the most recent photo of Ghislaine. I don't know why it's so pixelized, but Andrew was seen behind the wheel of a Range Rover in Windsor on Saturday morning, hours after release of the files. Look at him. Ooh. And here's the actual emails. Here's another disturbing. Ew, he has no shoes on. This is really disturbing, dude. That girl is not awake. That girl is not awake. Oh my God, there's more. Oh my God. They have like towels. Ugh. That's probably Jeffrey right here. Well, look, she has her hand up here. What is going on here? It's unclear where the images were taken and no further context was given. Right, who took the picture at the end of the day? Salty. So Ghislaine says, I am in LA on my way to Hawaii. Is it true you are having more children? I shall have to refer to you as super sperm. Signing off. GX. In reply, Andrew wrote, no, I am not having any more children, and I don't believe anything you read in the papers. Sarah said she'd like to have another child, and if she could and too old, we might adopt one instead. Ugh, no. So Maxwell is serving a 20-year jail sentence. Then Andrew wrote, darling, oops, I will be arriving in LA on flight number QF025 on the 2nd of October. I am then in your hands, literally, until Saturday or Sunday, when I have to return to London, either from LA or New York. Following further discussion of flight times, Andrew signed off. Let me know if this is okay. Love you, AXXX. Writing on March 31st, 2002. After the Queen passed away, she said, sorry you had to rush home and under such sad circumstances. Picture of Andrew laying across a row of women in a photo during a black tie event with Ghislaine. Sick. Here's Ghislaine. Here's a bunch of women redacted. And then here's Andrew. Yes, she did get moved. And here's the Russian girl emails. I mean, sadly, I can't have lunch with Saudi prince and then out to secret intelligence firm. I mean, what the fuck? I have a friend, this is from Jeffrey Epstein to the Duke. I have a friend who I think you might enjoy having dinner with. Her name is blank. She will be in London. Okay, we looked at those. The Duke, the pedophile, and the emails. Elsewhere in the files, emails show how Andrew invited Jeffrey to dinner at Buckingham Palace days after his house arrest ended. He promised lots of privacy to Jeffrey. It's not clear if the offer was taken up, but 2 days later, the pair were back in email contact, with Epstein asking the then prince, Ghislaine Maxwell is here with me. What are you doing? Andrew replied that he has a lunch with the Saudi prince and then out to secret intelligence firm. Delighted for you to come here to Buckingham Palace. Come with whomever, and I'll be here free from 1600-ish. The previous month, Epstein had offered to set up a dinner for Andrew with a clever and beautiful and trustworthy 26-year-old Russian woman, saying she has your email. The prince, who would have been 50 at the time, replied that he would be delighted to see her. Gross. There are also new emails relating to Sarah, the formerly the Duchess of York, and Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie. Sarah, one email in 2009, shows her thanking Jeffrey for being the brother I've always wished for. In others, Miss Ferguson calls Epstein my dear, spectacular, and special friend, and a legend. Oh, boy. All right. Here is Bill Gates being confronted after getting named in the Epstein files. Mr. Gates, do you have anything further to say following your name being released in the Epstein files last night? Let's take a listen.
Mr. Gates, do you have anything further to say about the Epstein files that mentioned your name overnight?
Thanks, mate. Cheers, bud. Thanks, mate.
Bill.
They're moving in on him. Oh, Oprah's a sicko, too.
This is part of the problem.
Mr. Gates, do you have anything further to say about the Epstein files that mentioned your name overnight?
Thanks, mate. Cheers, bud. Thanks, mate.
Bill. This is part of the problem.
Look at him. He's scared. He's guilty. Look at that look. Can't let these people get away with this shit. Saudi Arabia is horrible. They were also present at the large private party in Las Vegas when the guy did the shooting. Oh, wow. All right, let's move on to the next one. Oh, God, this stuff made me sick. Okay, so the next video is from 1992. This is a video of Trump, Epstein, and Maxwell at Mar-a-Lago laughing, whispering, and pointing out women together. You guys ready? This is some disturbing-ish. Sick. Rhythm is a dancer. Good music, but... And who are all these people? You know, you gotta wonder. Who's this guy? Who's this dude? It's very disgusting, isn't it? Sin. I was 9, says JoJo. Oh, I know he's dancing. Typical Trump dance. It's so gross, man. Oh, God. So fucking gross, dude. This is just so gross. This was really fucking gross and really just surreal, man. It's our fucking president, man. Like, what the hell? Oh, God. I just can't. He puts Lauren's brows to shame. Who's this big tall guy? Look how little Epstein is, too. Just gross. Does anybody know who these people are? Is this Trump? This is Trump's wife? But who's this? He's very tall. Do you guys know who he is? Nicola, I don't know why you can't see anything. You might want to like leave and come back. I don't know. No, this isn't his wife. Who are these people? I want to know who they are. Yeah, all shifty. Yeah, there's more going on here for sure. Come on in. So did Epstein arrive with these people? Yeah, he is very deformed. His head is bigger than his body. Is Trump 6'3"? Nicola Cox, I don't know why you can't see anything. I don't know what that means. What can't you see? I don't understand. Did you see? Yeah, just leave and come back if it's glitching. Because it's working fine on my end. But YouTube has been glitching lately. Okay, so here's another thought. Here's food for thought, okay? Remember when Elon Musk said Trump was in the Epstein files and he had a black eye the same week? Do you guys remember this? Remember how weird he acted? Go back? Okay, I will. Something was up with that. That was weird. Okay, let's go back. Trump's hair. Oh, his part? How did I miss that? I mean, it is 1992, y'all. How many kids does Elon have? I'll tell you. $14 children. Why are we okay with this? Why are we okay with this? 4 moms and 14 children. God, that's disturbing. Is it not? Look at him. He looks like JLR. Okay, hold on. Let's go back here. There is another video. There's probably more coming out. I mean, there's constantly more and more stuff coming out. Hang on a second. Let's see if there's anything new. What? See, there's so much crap on X. You have to be careful where you get your info from. Let's go to top. Okay, so Jay-Z and Pusha T now. Oh, shit. Jay-Z and Pusha T are both mentioned in the Epstein documents. Pusha T is specifically described as the handler of one of Epstein's victims. Ooh. Pusha T was present at the event, drugged the victim, and then essayed her. Finally, Jay-Z being called out.
All right, boys, this island life is something else.
Oh, God. Breaking from the Epstein files, Mira Nair, mom of New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani, spotted at Ghislaine Maxwell's 2009 party. Guests included Bill Clinton and Jeff Bezos. They will say it's just a coincidence. Here's an email from Jeffrey to Elon on November 23rd of 2013. Jeffrey says to Elon, "Will you come to Caribbean this Xmas? Woody Allen with me. You might enjoy." Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein. In 94, oh God, there's so much redacted. Blank revealed herself, Blank, as a past victim of SA by Epstein. Blank described the abuse occurred during parties. Blank further identified Blank as a friend of Blank. In 96, Blank resided with Blank and Blank. An unknown man abducted Blank from her home when she later awoke in the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter, Jay-Z. While Weinstein had inserted his fingers into her, Blank believed she was in Epstein's mansion in Florida. Blank estimated she was abducted on 7 occasions, awaking each time in an opulent indoor setting. Blank suffered from SA on multiple of these occasions in which Epstein participated. Blank recalled Leon Black. Oh, my God. That was the guy. Oh, Jesus. We talked about Leon Black. He's the one that financed the majority of Epstein's Island. And William Barr, current United States Attorney General. Oh, my God. Being present during some of the occasions of abuse in approximately 06. Last recalled being abused by Epstein. This is terrible. This is the disturbing part of the files. The first one at the top says complainant reported his ex-girlfriend Blank were victims of Epstein's and one was murdered. While working as a limousine driver, complainant recalled picking up Trump in 95 to take him to Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. During that ride, complainant recalled some of the things Trump spoke about on his cell phone were concerning and described being, quote, a few seconds from pulling the limousine over on the median and within a few seconds of pulling him out of the car and hurting him due to some of the things he was saying, end quote. Complainant noted Trump repeatedly stated the name Jeffrey while on the phone. One of the complainant's ex-girlfriends, Blank, told complainant Trump raped her, as did Epstein. Here's another one. Caller is talking about crimes committed against her. She claims to be a prisoner. She references Lisa Marie Presley. We read that one earlier. Complainant reported her neighbor sought modeling gigs at the Trump modeling agency. Now, this is concerning. Let's think about it. Trump's modeling agency. Between the years of 98 and 2000, complainant reported neighbor allegedly went on cruises, set up by a recruiter or head of the agency, and once showed complainant a photo of the recruiter, whom complainant recalled looking like Epstein. Complainant reported neighbor was allegedly raped several times during this time period. Complainant followed up with a call to NYPD officer regarding her previous tip, reporting that she was forced to perform sex acts when she was 13 and pregnant in 84. Complainant also reported there were high-profile individuals involved in her sex trafficking and the murder and disposal of her newborn daughter. Complainant reported Trump participated regularly in paying money to force her to perform sex acts with him and alleged Trump was present when her uncle murdered her unborn child. What the fuck? Caller was taken by boat to Epstein's Island. Caller said it was complicated and involved Epstein and Maxwell. Caller became a school counselor and had a meeting with the school principal, Linda Kitts, and a police officer where the caller was informed there were pictures of herself with Epstein. Caller reported the school is mad at her for not being a Trump person. This is probably one of those. Some of these were unfounded, I think. Oh, damn, Kresha. That's crazy connection. Here's another one. Caller reported that in 87, a friend, victim 1, was out drinking and ended up at Trump Plaza. Victim 1 saw Donald Trump and wanted to meet him. An unknown man approached her and offered to introduce her to Trump. The unknown man gave victim 1 a drink, and victim 1 woke up naked and sore with $300 on the bed. Victim 1 didn't remember how she got to the room. She remembered seeing a flash of Trump's face. Victim 1 called the caller and told her she thought she had been raped. Victim 1 did not go to a hospital to have a rape kit because she didn't think anyone would believe her, especially because she was drunk. Victim 1's husband's business had problems with suppliers, and victim 1 believed Trump was behind it. Victim 1 also started dating a lawyer. Identifiers unknown, who was married. Victim 1 had a fight with her lawyer boyfriend and went to a bar. Victim 1 left a bar with a man who no one in the bar recognized, but who seemed familiar with victim 1. Victim 1 was never seen again. A few years ago, remains were discovered that matched the description of what victim 1 was wearing when she went missing. DNA tests at that time were inconclusive. I think I need my hat. Jeez. Blank reported an unidentified female friend who was forced to perform oral. Oh, we read that one on Trump. Okay, here's another one. At age 16, while modeling, caller attended 8 parties at Epstein's New York residence. On one occasion, she reported she was essayed by Epstein. On another occasion, 2 twin brothers, Alan and Orrin, lured caller and her friend upstairs, but they escaped back downstairs. Caller said Orrin raped her best friend, and a third brother, Tal, raped a 14-year-old girl named Blank. Caller named other individuals involved in big orgy parties with her, other young girls, older Victoria's Secret models, including Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. Complainant claims to have a video of high-profile sex parties, dealings with cartels, and having witnessed Robin Leach strangle a young girl to death at a party. Ugh, this stuff is just sick. Oh, my God. Casey Wasserman, the chairman of the LA 2028 Olympics, has a lust letter in the recent Epstein file dump. What? What is this? I don't even know what this is. This must be Casey Wasserman. What the fuck? Okay, the Trump golf course, 95, 96, complainant reported Ghislaine as the madam and broker for sex parties, clients of whom included Epstein, Robin Leach, and Donald Trump. Complainant reported participating in orgies and that some girls went missing, rumored to have been murdered and buried at the facility. Complainant reported being threatened by Trump's then head of security that if she ever talked about what went on there or who she saw, she would end up as fertilizer for the back 9 holes like the other cunts. Oh my God. Complainant claims to have video of high-profile sex parties. Oh, I already read that one. Who's Carol? Who's that? Housewives Epstein tracker. Carol appears in the newly... Something about her book. Carol Radziwill? Radziwill came to Maxwell's house in New York and she published a book. Her and Epstein discussed the book. She must be an author. I don't know who that is. Who is that? Kresha says, just think, these are the less evil ones. Why can't I zoom in on this? A lot of news on Jay-Z as people are digging through this. What is this? Here's some more photos. Photos show Clinton with alleged victims. Here, let's play these. Look how young that girl looks. Sick pigs. Ugh. Epstein in his weird gowns. Oh my God. There's Willie. Smoke them if you got them, guys. Oh God. They're so gross. There's not enough tinfoil for this. Clinton is just freaking nasty. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Absolutely, they do, Kresha. She said, if we only knew how much this impacts the true crime community, our heads would explode. Wrongful convictions, wrong plots of cases and actual evidence. They pin their crimes on innocent people. And can sleep with zero consequences. Yes, it's very sick. There's someone in here with them, and then you see somebody's feet up here. Now, this is really disturbing as well. This is Jeffrey, and these are kids. These are kids right here. There's this pimp. More of Clinton and Ghislaine. I mean, they're tight as thieves. Oh God, another girl with Willie. Here's another one. I mean, where the hell are they? This looks like a... I mean, look at, there's like what country is this? It's very primitive looking. And it looks like they're almost in a look at, these are like floodlights. They're like in a basement somewhere. This is creepy. And who took this? I have tons of questions. Who do we have here? Who's this guy? There's Clinton again. Is that Chris Tucker? Sorry, I'm not good with celebrity names. But here's Clinton again. Clinton. Ew. Poor doggos. Oh my God, Clinton, stop. Kevin Spacey? See, I don't know who that is. Badero said we'd be surprised who's involved. Not sure I would anymore. Nicola, I hope you can see now, hon. I don't know who Kevin Spacey is. This guy? Chris Tucker? Spacey got off recently. He was in trouble for groping cast members. Oh my God. And here he is. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not a fan of actors, but this makes me sick. Another young girl on Clinton's lap. Another disturbing one. I have no idea what they're inside here. This one came out before. But we have Michael Jackson with Bill Clinton. And then we have Diana Ross and her children. And we know there was some funky stuff between Michael and Diana when he was a teen. Here's our friend Mick Jagger, right in between Clinton and Ghislaine. Blit. Mick Jagger looking like a freaking skeleton. MJ looks very uncomfortable. Oh boy. Here's these creeps with a young girl. Now, I'm not sure who this fella is, but here's Jeffrey and here's Clinton again. These guys are awfully excited to see him. Looks like a jet. I don't know who these guys are. You guys know who this is? Oh, Bill is happy. We got a cooter chat, Snazzy.
Wonder if the Alexander brothers of Florida, whose trial is underway for federal sex trafficking, real estate brothers, can be linked to Epstein, Diddy, etc.
I wonder. Thank you for your cooter chat. It's an interesting question, Snaz. If theirs is a federal trial, I won't be able to cover it because there's no cameras in federal. That's Chris Tucker again. He looks happy. These guys both look fucking happy. Who's this? Ew. Who are these people? I'm going to puke. You guys know who these fellas are? Their eyes all look creepy as fuck. Hey, Hossein. Look at Hossein's green. Okay, what's this? What in the world is going on? No idea who they are. This just got a little bit weirder. Alrighty then. Okay, here's Jeffrey, and so I don't know who this guy is. Here he is getting in his heli that he would send to pick up people. Look at the guy in the back. This guy right here. I know. Ew. Look at this young girl right here. This is definitely on his yacht. Here's another, looks like a younger girl right here, too. I know his head's shaped like SpongeBob. Ugh, who is that? Oh my God. Someone get this guy a Wonder Bra, but sick. Look at this young girl over here. Oh my goodness. And they were touching these. Ugh. Hello, Hawkeye. Good to see you. Hey, Jackie. Welcome in. Welcome in. My God. I don't think I've ever seen any movies that big. Freaking sick. I don't know what this is. From 2011? Crimes against children. They requested the travel of 2 Miami agents to travel to Sydney to interview United States citizen blank. Along with associates, Epstein is believed to have manipulated underage girls from local high schools to perform massages and sexual acts at his residence. The victims were usually recruited by other underage females, and after performing various acts were paid sums of money in the $200 to $1,000 range. Investigation in Miami identified a victim named Blank, married name Blank. Blank is a U.S. citizen and a victim of a sex crime. This is absolutely disgusting. Have I watched Blink twice? Mm-mm. Where can I see that? That was a full D cup. FBI Miami believes she was working at a local resort when she was approached to meet Epstein at his residence. She agreed and soon began traveling with Epstein to various locations outside of the state of Florida. Several witnesses have corroborated Blank travel with Epstein. FBI Miami also has evidence Epstein paid Blank and provided her an apartment in exchange for sex. In addition to the accounts of travel, FBI Miami has obtained a witness statement from one of the victims. This victim, who was 14 at the time of the incident, observed Epstein have intercourse with Blank, who was 17. Ugh. In 2008, the FBI Miami conducted an investigation which determined Blank was residing in Australia. So they went to Australia to meet with her. They flew 2 agents familiar with the details of the above investigation to Sydney, Australia. Bye, Pines. Have a good day. Here's another email from Jeffrey Epstein's Southern Trust Company, Inc. A letter of agreement with Ariane D. Rothschild on behalf of Edmund D. Rothschild Holding, S.A., the Rothschild Group. Oh, my God. Fees and expenses. Sorry. Look at this. In consideration for the work, the Rothschild Group shall pay the following to STC, which is Southern Trust Company, Epstein, for work specifically relating to outstanding matters between Edmund D. Rothschild Holding and the United States. $25 million. Holy shit. Start wherever you picked up on it, Kresha. That's what I would do. I would start wherever it caught your eye and go from there. Like whatever the first thing you dove into. Let's see what else we've got. Peter Singer. Do you guys know who that is? Also, hi to Larry K. If he is with you. Ask him about his little escapade with Peter Singer. Who's Peter Singer? Peter Singer. Let's see. Philosopher Peter Singer. Ugh. They're all old, nasty, creepy dudes. This is him. Ugh. Gross. You should see the look on my face. It's just straight up disgust. That's him. Ugh. Is he a singer? What is this? I don't know what that is. There's a lot of weird things on X. Bear with me as I scroll. Okay, so this is what they said about those reports, the ones that we read that were really weird. Complainant was spoken to and deemed not credible. Additional research showed 3 separate incidents involving police, which requested in mandatory psychiatric evals. Have you guys seen this clip? This is 21-year-old model Gabriela Rico Jimenez after attending an elite party. She disappeared after this night and was never seen again.
¡Asquerosidad! ¡Comieron humanos! ¡Yo no estaba enterada de nada!
She's saying they ate humans. And I used to think that this was like out of the ordinary, like this would never happen, but yeah, let's listen to this, Crash.
¡Comieron humanos! ¡Asquerosidad! ¡Comieron humanos! Yo no estaba enterada de nada. Que había, o sea, de los asesinatos sí, pero que habían comido humanos. ¡Humanos! ¡Comieron humanos! ¡Asquerosidad!
Mrs. Long Rothschild owns the land of Israel. It's not a nation owned by the people, given to them by the Balfour Declaration from England. I'm trying to find a specific video. Hold on. Trying to find more about this. There was a video of Trump and them voting. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is.
58 contestants participated in an...
Okay, so this is footage of Trump judging in 1991. Oh, this is so gross. 1991 modeling competition. She was screaming inhumane in Spanish. Thank you for letting me know that. I didn't know what she was saying. Where is she? I don't know.
Contestants participated in an exhaustive round of personal interviews designed to help our judges discover what makes each one special.
Your 5'9" reading? Serious, huh? We made measure again tonight before the game. Okay. Thank you very much, Amy.
Thank you so much, Kresha, for your super sticker. Thank you for the support. Is this not gross?
Okay. Thank you very much, Amy.
The concentration was intense inside the judging room.
What if they don't like you as you are?
Look at these little girls. These girls are young, man. Young. This was in 1991. Yeah, that girl screaming was never seen again. That's what the report is. Thank you again, Crush.
And out.
I'm just so excited.
Each girl was considered not only for her beauty and poise, but also for her personality. 58 contestants participated in an exhaustive round of personal interviews designed to help our judges discover what makes each one special.
Your 5'9" reading? Serious, huh? We made measure again tonight before the game. Okay. Thank you very much, Amy.
The concentration was intense inside the judging room.
What if they don't like you as you are?
And out.
I'm just so excited.
Each girl was considered not only for her beauty and poise, but also for her personality. 58 contestants.
I'm so glad we've evolved from this. I know, they all want to be picked. So sad. Thank you, Mrs. Long, for all of your knowledge in the chat. Oh, here's a video of, you hear a little kid in the background say, "Where are you taking us?" Disturbing. Hang on, I'm scrolling because there's a lot of garbage on here. This is another disturbing photo from Epstein's files. Sick. That's definitely on a jet. And thank you guys for sitting through. I know this is a horrible subject to sit through, but I think it's important that we all know what's going on. Here's a young Epstein. Makes you wonder how he originally got into. Here's another one.
You sure?
There's another one.
On her way
to work one morning. Down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. "Oh, well," she cried, "I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. Take me in, oh tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, oh tender woman," sighed the broken snake. She wrapped him up all cozy.
Did you see him right there? This is despicable.
A broken snake.
This is despicable. And I don't give a shit who he is or who likes Trump. This is despicable.
She wrapped him.
See him slap her ass?
Up all cozy and snake. She
Look at him pull that girl to him and then smack her in the ass.
Wrapped him up all cozy in a curvature of silk, then laid him by the fireside with some honey and some milk. Now she
What is he reading?
Hurried home from work that night. As soon as she arrived, she found that pretty snake she'd taken in had been revived. "Take me in, oh tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, oh tender woman," sighed the broken snake. Now she clutched him to her bosom.
Yes, Shimpy.
"You're so beautiful," she cried. "But if I hadn't brought you in by now, you certainly would have died." Now she stroked his pretty skin, and then she kissed and held him tight. But instead of saying thank you, that snake gave her a vicious bite.
Oh, this is at one of his rallies. Because you can hear the people screaming.
"Take me in, oh tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, oh tender woman," sighed the vicious snake. "I saved you, I saved you, I saved you," cried that woman. "And you've bit me heavens wide. You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die." "Oh, shut up, silly woman," said the reptile with a grin. "You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in."
Thank you so much, Kels, for your generous super sticker. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know I was muted again. Sorry, I don't know what I said, but thank you so much, Kels. Okay, so here's a new document, is what I was saying. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I muted because my neighbor fired up his damn car, and then I always forget that I muted, so I'm sorry. That snake thing is weird. I've never heard that, but it sounded really weird, didn't it? Sounded really weird. What I was going to say is a new document reveals that Kevin Warsh, who was recently nominated by Trump for the Federal Reserve Chair, is mentioned in a heavily redacted email sent to Epstein by an unidentified sender. Thank you, YouTube bad actors. Anonymous sent me this chair. It's wonderful. I love it. Thank you. And Warsh's name appears in connection with a potential party where underage individuals may have been harmed. The email lists St. Bart's as a possible location for the gathering. And let's take a look. This is a video. Okay. God, it is really redacted. Here's the list of everyone that's coming down so far. So this is someone who Trump just newly appointed. And then there's Bill Gates. Trump calls a reporter piggy. Oh.
Mr. President, what did Jeffrey Epstein mean in his emails when he said you knew about the girls?
I know nothing about that. They would have announced that a long time ago. It's really, what did he mean when he spent all the time with Bill Clinton, with the president of Harvard, who you know, that is Summers, Larry Summers, whatever his name is, and all of the other people that
He's pointing fingers at everybody else. I know nothing about that. Ask Bill Clinton. Ask Bill Clinton.
Spent time with Jeffrey Epstein and I had a very bad relationship for many years. But he also saw strike because I was president. So he dictated a couple of memos to himself. Give me a break. You got to find out what did he know with respect to Bill Clinton, with respect to the head of Harvard, with respect to all of those people that he knew, including J.P. Morgan Chase.
Sir,
Yeah, Jennifer, go ahead.
incriminating in the file, sir?
Quiet.
See, the more that I watch and the more that I find out, the more I'm starting to hate him. Quiet, piggy. I mean, we just watched him slapping girls on the asses. Oh my God, Becca. And his press secretary defended this by saying something like, at least he says it to your face. Yes, millions of documents. No, I haven't seen this yet. I do too, Kels. She says, Kresha, I love your ramblings the most. I do too. Kresha, you're so smart. You really are. And what's up, Mindy?
Quiet. Okay.
Mr. President, what did Jeffrey Epstein mean in his emails when he said you knew about the girls?
What did Jeffrey Epstein mean in the emails when he said you knew about the girls?
I know nothing about that.
They would have announced that a long time ago. Who would have? Who would have announced it? Nobody would have announced it because we didn't know. Because it was all covered up and hidden. So this is all bullshit. Kel says, I never liked him, but now I'm disgusted. I did see that, Becca.
They would have announced that a long time ago. It's really, what did he mean when he spent all the time with Bill Clinton, with the president of Harvard, who you know.
With all the time he spent with Bill Clinton, he's trying to just deflect. It's not a good look.
That is Summers, Larry Summers, whatever his name is, and all of the other people that he spent time with. Jeffrey Epstein and I had a very bad relationship.
Jeffrey Epstein and I had a very bad relationship.
Many years. But he also saw strike because I was president. So he dictated a couple of memos to himself. Give me a break. You got to find out.
Oh, all he did was dictate a couple of memos to himself. Give me a break. Thanks for being here, Mindy. I appreciate it.
What did he know with respect to Bill Clinton, with respect to the head of Harvard, with respect to all of those people that he knew, including J.P. Morgan Chase?
Sir,
Yeah, Jennifer, go ahead.
Incriminating in the file,
Quiet.
Yeah, he's an asshole. Seriously, he's an asshole. I hate to say it. He is. It's shameful to me. I know he doesn't like the media. I know the media can be annoying as fuck, but come on. You can't deny this shit. And I think as the American people, we deserve a fucking explanation. Without being called piggies. This is sick, too. Well, they didn't redact her this time. Look at this. Disgusting. Mm-hmm. He always has to name drop the other bad guys to deflect. Never do I see him take any accountability. You know, and for our president to not take accountability, it makes us look like a freaking joke. I'm sorry, but it really does. And it pisses me off. No accountability whatsoever. When did he say that comment? Was it yesterday? Oh, that was in November. No, I've never seen that. I thought that was new. Well, Melania was groomed as well. It's all sick. It all just leads back to the same stuff. In this video, Playboy U.S. President Donald Trump is seen enjoying himself with girls wrapped in his arms. Okay, hold on. I'm going to do one more sweep to see if there's anything new. Because I'm letting people go through this, and I'm going to piggyback off their work. This bizarre video of Jeffrey Epstein chasing girls around his kitchen was released in the files yesterday. What the fuck? Okay, then. How old are these girls? Absolutely disgusting. He's on the fucking counter. That's the island kitchen. It sounds like another girl is filming it. You can hear her giggling. Yeah, who's laughing behind the camera? Is that like an older girl laughing? Somebody's got their kids there. Thank you, who's the guilty, for your super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you for your support. Probably Maxwell laughing. Oh, God. All right, here's another one of newly released clip shows Jeffrey dancing with a redacted girl. Oh my God. And that sounds like a very young person as well. Flannel, enjoy yourself. Have a great day. Yeah, I don't adore any of the famous, so you're in the right spot, who's. Oh, God, he's so gross. Those are young girls, man. Yeah, look. Oh, my God. These are friggin' teenagers, y'all. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Ugh. What? Jeffrey Epstein claims friend of the Trumps had sex with Marla Maples' shoes. Oh my God. I'm going to throw up. Trump's friend used to pump Marla Maples' pumps. Oh my God. You guys, I'm going to puke. All right. A foot fetish. Stealing her high heels and going to town on it. Here it is. No, I mean, her friend was stealing her high heels, cutting the backs of the shoes open and fucking the shoe. It's a funny story. Oh my God. The two separated in 97. He and Melania started dating the following year. The two were photographed with Epstein in 2000. And then he's got the audacity to call that reporter a piggy for calling his sick ass out. I mean, our first lady was groomed, you guys. What a sick world we live in. If you think about it. Our first lady was groomed. Our president is a sicko. It's pretty depressing. It's pretty depressing. But on a better note, I think that I might have a toilet today. And I want to thank you guys. I'm going to wrap this one up because I've got things to do, but I want to wrap this up and thank you guys so much. And Ghislaine, your outfit, yikes. I just want to thank you guys for being here. I know this isn't the most easiest topic to talk about and cover, but I appreciate you guys toughing through it with me because it is important that we know and we talk about this stuff. The more we talk about it, the less they'll get away with. Oh my gosh. I read that. Oh, I forgot about that one, Becca. Epstein wrote an email to Redacted in April 2009. Where are you? Are you okay? I love the torture video. Groomed. I don't know, Sativa. And it's just like, here we're trying to shed light on these types of things, but our first lady was groomed. You know what I mean? And then here our president stands with the the worst pedo that we've ever heard of so far. It's way easier hearing it as a community. I agree. Oh my God, that's your mom's favorite song. That was my dad's favorite song, Crusha. And since he passed away, I haven't been able to listen to it because I just can't. Well, we played it at his funeral, but that was it. I haven't listened to it since. But that was my dad's favorite song in the whole world. Trying to imagine it without these sick fucks. I know. I'm almost glad that my parents aren't here to see all of this. I don't know how they would be able to handle it. Ivana died under unusual circumstances too, says Michelle. Linda, it's always good to know and discuss. It is. It is. Thank you, Belinda Buckner. You danced in your first wedding to that? I did with my dad, too. If you're up for another stream like this, that would be great. I can't look through this stuff by myself. Of course. Of course. As more gets dug into, I'm liking just going through the highlights because I don't really want to dig through the millions of pages. Let's let the media do that. And then we can also, we can go through it like we did today. If you guys enjoyed this stream, hit the thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you are not already subscribed. At the end of the stream, we always get in our Cooter DeVille. I think it's time.
A Cooter DeVille. I think the devil drives a Cooter DeVille. I saw the dreadlocks over the hill.
We love you, Swanee.
Not against her will. I got time to kill. Way down in Cootersville. Okay.
You guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Let's roll our credits. Thanks, Coots. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, everybody. Hit the like button on your way out. We got lots of new Cooters, so get cozy and wait for your name on the screen if you were the lucky recipient. I think we'll listen to some Kid Rock on our way out. My favorite, 50. See you later, Cooters.
Well, I guess I'm fucking 50. Some say I'm old as fuck. Still sipping Jim Beam whiskey. 'Cause goddamn pandemics suck. I guess I'm fucking 50. No need to look it up. Well, I might be fucking 50, but I still don't give one fuck. Well, I guess I'm fucking 50, but I'm still standing tall. Even though I can't hear shit, I can't see, and I'm going bald. I guess I'm fucking 50, but I'm better off than you. fucking 50. No more groupies on the bus. I don't hang much more with outlaws. I spend more time at Toys R Us. I guess I'm fucking 50, but that's okay with me. I still rock like a chair, middle finger in the air.